hopefully we can learn quickly in the first week or two and get that over and really make that a positive for us throughout the season.
Speaking of positives and getting started and how important the first week or two are going to be, after last year and having another class coming up with a lot of success, how important is that first half to get a good start at Rochester?
Well, I think it's important, and more so just for a confidence standpoint, maybe from our older guys. As you said, we've had success on the younger levels the last year or two with our freshmen and our JV. So I think they feel good about where we're at. Our senior class has done a great job. They're still a class that hasn't had a lot of success throughout their football careers, but I think every day they're gaining more confidence. The 15 seniors that we have been football players for quite a while. I think they believe in what we're doing, and again, the younger guys are pushing them a little bit, and they're stepping up and being leaders. So I think that first half and coming out and just competing well in that first half at Rochester is going to be key. And we'll start talking about that this morning with the guys.
Well, and the Rams are certainly going to try to look good on the field, literally look good on the field with some new uniforms this year, I noticed.
Oh, it looks pretty sharp, yeah. Our athletic department, it was time for some new away uniforms. And hopefully, fingers crossed, next year we'll match them up with some new home ones as well. But it looked good last night, and we talked about that too. You guys look good. Your athletic department, your school, what you're doing. Pregame Club, there's a tremendous amount. So I think we need to come out and give everything that we have each week and just show people that we're appreciative of those things, and hopefully we'll play as good as we look.
Did the coaches get new pants to wear on the sidelines? Is that a rumor? That's true or not?
No pants. I taught my wife, actually, probably be making a copy strip to be some new game day stuff, but it won't include pants, I'll tell you that.
So now, to just get this out of the way, since you're only doing one sport this year, does that mean you're not going to wear pants at all, just shorts the entire year?
I will wear pants for our football banquet, which hopefully in mid to late November this year. And barring weddings and funerals, you will not see me in pants the rest of the year.
Mount Vernon Conference riding around on the donut cart, I guarantee you it'll be shorts and a coat.
That's right.
Wouldn't it be the WMIX Saturday Sports Show without the WMIX Sports social media question of the week? And, of course, this week we want to know, let's check the actual verbiage here, what was your least favorite subject in school?
My least favorite, that's a tough one. I enjoyed school. I liked going there and the social aspect and the classroom, too, and I knew I wanted to be a teacher early on. But I think overall my least favorite subject would have to be English. It didn't make sense to me all the time. I liked science, I liked history and social studies. Obviously, the quote-unquote easy ones, the arts and the PE, those were fun, and coaches taught those. But English I just struggled with, and especially like ACT prep English, when you're reading this really long passage, and then they just change like one comma or colon or semicolon. I'm completely clueless about that stuff.
God bless the English language. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Coach, obviously Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff on the road at Rochester, 3-time defending state champions. Certainly will be a great test for the Mount Vernon Rams to open their season. Can't wait to be there on Friday. We'll see you then, and I'm sure we'll talk to you a million times throughout the week.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Always a pleasure. That was our Saturday Sports Show interview with Mount Vernon Rams head football coach Jared Shea. We hope you've enjoyed that. We hope you've enjoyed the Landers Cleveland Center's pregame show thus far. Of course, we need to take a quick break, but a quick reminder before we do. You can hear Coach Shaner's recaps and previews of every game on the Saturday Sports Show every week right here on AM 940 and online at WMIXSports.com every Saturday morning after the 8 o'clock news. That's every Saturday, AM 940, WMIXSports.com, the Saturday Sports Show. We need to take another break. When we come back, plenty more to talk about. It's the Mount Vernon Rams opening night here on the road at Rochester in Sangamon County. We look forward to the Rams and Rockets. It's coming up here shortly on WMIX with video on WMIXSports.com. But first, that quick break. This is Rams Football powered by Tweety.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balance. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, one will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively a Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Have you been by Second Chance Auto lately? The selection is amazing. Their lot is full of great-looking, dependable cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Family owned for the past 33 years, Second Chance Auto is the cure for summer new car fever. No one has a better selection of nice vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, no processing fees, and absolutely no gimmicks. Just honest deals at low price. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 Eastern Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
It's back. RLC Golf Outlet Super Demo Day on Saturday, August 31st. Major manufacturers will answer any questions about your favorite equipment, plus free balls and fittings. You can test the best golf equipment in the industry and enjoy free hot dogs and soft drinks. Plus, RLC has outrageous sales all day on the most popular names in clubs, balls, bags, and swag at Super Demo Day, Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Red Lake College Golf Outlet off of Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon. Cherry Creek Driving Range is now open every day.
I'll leave you on Dave Bowers. Look at your next round weather. It's going to be a warm, humid night with a spotty shower with thunderstorm below about 70. Light hot, humid tomorrow with some sunshine. Shower thunderstorm in the area into the evening, high about 96. Late tomorrow night, partly cloudy, 50 low 68. Sunday hot, humid with clouds and sunshine, and afternoon thunderstorm in parts of the area, high about 92. And then Labor Day, cooler and less humid, mostly sunny, high 84. Next round weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
And we welcome you back to Rochester. So glad to have you with us tonight for Mount Vernon Rams Football. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Tonight, as the Rams battle the defending 3-time 4A state champion Rochester Rockets. Here on your Landers Collision Center's pregame show, so much to preview here tonight. The Rams, of course, return some experience, but they have a lot of youth coming up from a 9-0 freshman team and a 7-2 JV team. The supplement of varsity team that did lose a lot of seniors, but unfortunately went winless a year ago. But the past is the past, the future is now.
It's over. I think what you have to do is flush 2012 out the door. 2013's a new and bright system of future. I mean, there's a lot of expectations on the younger kids in the program right now. You got some upperclassmen that are returning, looking to do some things differently, and you hope that everything goes well in 2013.
That you do. We're going to honor America here from Sangamon County. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more to talk about. It's the Rams and the Rockets from WMIX Sports.
Friday night lights are back. The best in high school football content is right here at WMIX Sports. Don't miss area coaches and our panel of experts as the Saturday Sports Show revisits the region's most important games. We'll also recap the WMIXSports.com scoreboard, plus talk up other local sports. Look for the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 a.m. news on WMIX 940 and WMIXSports.com. Powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
Hi, this is Monica Wilt, Relationship Banker with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. People's National Bank is a true community bank that specializes in offering a wide variety of products to suit a wide variety of people. We offer free checking, interest checking, certificates of deposit, home loans, business loans, online banking, mobile banking, and much more. Stop by any of our People's National Bank locations or visit us online at peoplesnationalbank.com for more information.
People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Convenience and prompt service is what the Medicine Shop Pharmacy is all about. Pharmacy owner Eric Black wants you to know that his pharmacy's drive-thru staff will have your prescription ready in 10 or 15 minutes. There are 2 drive-thru windows, and a staff member is always ready to serve you with a smile. Another great service is our delivery. We'll bring your medication to your home or office, just to make your life a little easier. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
What differentiates us is the level of service, the level of convenience. We have 2 drive-through windows, delivery here in town, to business, we're home. Those kinds of things you just cannot get. And when you couple that with the connection, the personal connection that we feel with our customers, and they feel it really is we really have no contest with the chain.
Make the Medicine Shop Pharmacy your pharmacy of choice. They're locally owned and support the community, too. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Or call 618-242-8776. Watch the Rams online at WMIXSports.com. Powered by Red Lake College.
Video streaming online, presented by Red Lake College. Of course, Rams football powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We'll tell you about them throughout the broadcast, but if you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home in Dixon, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Glad to have you with us at Mount Vernon Rams tonight, opening up the 2013 season. Good evening, I'm Chris Hugo. Danny Czerwinski is alongside, and in kind of a different atmosphere up here in Rochester. Of course, three-time defending state champions, as we've said multiple times. We come in here tonight, a team that is ranked in Class 4A, and certainly a target and a bullseye on their backs.
Certainly a target. 3 times in a row you win a state title. People are going to look to you not only statewide, but nationally as well. And interesting thing, you and I made a trip up here to Springfield for something else in July, checked out everything before tonight, rolled in tonight, the entire parking lot's filled up, a lot of tailgating going on early and often, a lot of fun activities going on for all ages here at Rochester High School in the parking lot. And I think one of the interesting things to point out here, Chris, with 8.5 minutes to go before kickoff, Rochester came out to warm up. Mount Vernon has not been on the field as of yet. They first just came out of their locker room here. Interesting way to kind of go about business after a long bus trip and this hot weather that Mount Vernon's elected not to come out and warm up on the field.
That's very interesting to think about it, and especially in taking consideration the struggles from last year. But Jared Shaner and the Rams, of course, returned so much talent. Of course, a coaching staff that returns many that have been devoted to the program for years upon years, but also some new assistant coaches this year and some head coaching experience among them, as Seth English joins the coaching staff. He, of course, had 4 years earlier in the millennium, of course, at Sparta, and then Troy Medvick with some coaching experience at Mascoutah. Joined the ranks of Nick Bradford, who's been at it for quite a while, Ron Bradford, a longtime veteran, Ed Doty, of course, Blake Fields, who is a Ram that played the 07-08 seasons especially. Paul Fields has been at it quite a while. Mark Goodhart has been at it at least since I've been in high school. Ryan Godisky, and, of course, Jared Kessler, and who could forget team chaplain and freshman coach Scott Tickner to complete this coaching staff. So you have that tutelage leading this Rams team, and combined with some younger talent. While it may not happen this year, you know that this Rams football program is on the rise.
And you got sets of eyes with lots of experience. I think one of the things with Seth English I'll talk about, too, is the fact that he's been a head coach. He has been in those shoes to set and call plays and be quick and fast. And for him and his experience to come in, that's important as he was a head coach at Sparta. This whole crew is a nice mix of youth and experience that's coming together and basically matches the gist of the team that's coming together with young people and, of course, veterans.
Of course, we're about 4.5 minutes away from the start of this one between the Rams and the Rockets. It's opening night in high school football all across the state of Illinois. We'll bring you your Central Christian Church starting lineups after the break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Fuel economy and technology could be more affordable at Ford Square in Mount Vernon. You'll love the fuel economy with up to 38 miles per gallon with the 2013 Ford Focus. You can't live without the technology in the 2013 Ford Fusion. A variable sync with My Ford Touch allows you to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road while you play your favorite music, control the climate, make phone calls, and receive turn-by-turn directions. Save up to $1,500 in customer cash or 0% financing for 36 months on the Focus and Fusion. Or for a party on wheels, how about the 2013 Ford Fiesta? With up to $2,500 in customer cash, you'll find amazing savings on a Fiesta 4-door ready to get you 39 miles per gallon highway. See their selection at Ford Square, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or find their inventory online at FordSquare.com.
This is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Center. It's been said that in order to grow, you have to change. Very rarely anymore do insurance companies ask the phrase to go out and get free estimates. The new phrase insurance companies are asking is, would you like to take your vehicle to one of our direct repair facilities? This is a way for your insurance company and collision repair center to help relieve the stress you may have from your unfortunate incident. And as Landers Collision Centers has adapted to this forever-changing industry, we are extremely happy to announce that we are a direct repair facility for over 10 different insurance companies. It's likely that one of them is yours. From dealing with your insurance company, setting you up with a rental vehicle, lifetime warranty on repairs, and of course, Landers free lifetime detailing for qualified customers, Landers Collision Centers literally takes the stress from your incident and turns it back into a shiny new ride for you to enjoy again. Landers is here for you whenever you need it. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Streaming worldwide at WMIXSports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
And we welcome you back here from Rochester. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Rochester Rockets tonight here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. This is your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers fixes and details them all. Ask about free detailing for the life of your car next time you have collision repair done at Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. Give them a call, 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski in the Ford Square WMIX Mobile Studios. Mount Vernon Rams football, of course, powered again this year by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Familiar faces in different places. Community First Bank continues to expand. Bank with Ray and Bria at Community First Bank's 42nd Street location in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to Personal Banking to check out that new One checking account at Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. We're about a minute and change away, I believe, from the start of this one. And, of course, as messages continue to pour in, we'd be remiss if we did not say Avery Barton and Quentin Lloyd are back at our Mount Vernon studio, keeping things on track tonight. It is the top of the hour. We need to pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
WMIX Sports is WMIX Mount Vernon. This is Mount Vernon Rams Football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
There you go, top of the 7 o'clock hour. Kickoff looming shortly. Of course, the Mount Vernon Rams will get you their starting lineups, brought to you by Central Christian Church in just a moment. We'll have plenty of scoreboard updates tonight, powered by Tony Wilt and State Farm Insurance. And, of course, we'll tell you about our booster sponsors throughout the broadcast as well. You'll hear from our sponsors during commercial breaks, without which we would not be here tonight on the road to Rochester. The Rockets have taken the field. If you're watching online at WMIXsports.com, you'll find a scoreboard on there tonight. We'll do our best to always give you the score. Time on the clock may be a bit difficult tonight, but we will do our best. We do have visual of a play clock to our right. Unfortunately, that view now obstructed, so we will do our best and have been treated very wonderfully by the administration and the hospitable staff at Rochester High School. So we appreciate that here tonight. And D.C., it is football season 2013. Did not seem like it would come so quickly after the final out of Rams baseball up at that improbable state run this past year. But here we are on a Friday night in August.
Well, nice and toasty. They have hot chocolate, buy 4 glasses for $1 here in the 95-plus degree weather. A little bit cooler right now here in football capital of the state of Illinois in Class 4A in football. And Mount Vernon will sport new uniforms on the road this year. Rochester in their usual uniforms that people have seen over the last 2-3 years in their state runs as the teams come to the center of the field, the 50-yard line, most notably, to talk about the coin flips and whatnot.
Coin flips and whatnot, no doubt about that. As we're about to get underway from Rochester, on our scoreboard, you'll notice it'll say first. For first quarter, we will now keep an active clock on our scoreboard, but you will be able to see the score if you watch online from any device or listen to any device, 2 different feeds at WMIXsports.com. Our website already have had active scoreboards each and every night since high school sports have gotten underway. Proud to offer football scores later tonight when we make that long trek back home here from Rochester. They are meeting at midfield, of course, for the coin toss between the hashes, and we will see how it ends up. Danny mentioned the new Mount Vernon Rams white uniform. Smaller numbers on the front, though they are black trimmed in orange. I believe orange around the collars and orange around the sleeves, but a nice new Nike uniforms for the Rams, and I believe new home blacks to come next year.
And new helmet logos as well. The new and improved Ram logo on the side of the helmets. On one side, kind of a Pittsburgh Steeler-esque kind of way as we look. Rochester will receive the opening kick as they did last year at Mount Vernon.
Of course, we'll get to know the Rams defense here in just a moment. Those have been brought to us, of course, up here by the Rams coaching staff, and they'll be powered by Central Christian Church, where you can log on to thenewscentral.com to watch worship services, find ministry multimedia, and amazing messages for adults and youth alike. It's all at thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Of course, here in the first quarter, the Rams will start defending from left to right. Rochester will move right to left as you watch on WMIXsports.com and or look at your radio dial here on AM 940. Very proud to announce the new things will be happening on the radio side of Rams athletics over the coming weeks and into the next month to 6 weeks, we hope. But stay tuned for that information. We'll reveal that as soon as we can. Of course, it's public information if you were to go look. But be that as it may, we'll get underway here in just a moment. All courtesy of Community First Bank of the Heartland. We'll get you some scores. I think we had a score earlier. We'll get back to that in just a little bit, unless we have it now.
Go right now. At the half, it was a 5:30 start. O'Fallon leads Cahokia in Cahokia, 23-6 at the half. That game will be done by the time we get through into the first or maybe at halftime.
Scoreboard updates powered by Tony Wild again. Thank you, Tony. Tony is glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com. or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. I believe I saw it on Broadway yesterday around the 34th Street area as I was heading to various junctures. So the Rockets will take the field. The Rams are all ready to go. On to kick is your quarterback, Dylan Reeves, the junior. Of course, little brother to Clayton Reeves, who was the Ram starting quarterback for a couple of seasons. Also a three-sport athlete at Mount Vernon High School. Graduated in 2013. We're about to get underway here at about 7:04, so about 4 minutes late. Many games in Southern Illinois still not on the air yet. Did a 7:30 start times. Back to return for the Rockets. Looks like Max Swain will be one of them, but it is going to be a squib at about the 39-yard line, recovered by Rochester, where they'll have it on the far hash, 1st and 10. So at the 7:04 clock is when we get underway, and here comes Rocket football. We'll see how they are this year, ever having lost a ton of talent from last year's state championship.
Well, it's a ton of talent. A lot of new guys here on this offensive side of the football in this fast break offense. Pistol set, and Rochester's ready to go.
We'll try to get names as soon as we can. Unable to get starting lives prior to the game. Robbie Kelly, the quarterback, will be out of the shotgun. Drake Berberette will be the running back out of the pistol. They'll send 3 to the left, 1 split to the right. It's going to be handoff. Berberette up the middle, off tackle, up to the right hash. Gets past the 40, up to the 45-yard line. Cuts back between the hashes at midfield. Back to the 45, down to the 40. Getting pushed from behind, and he'll cross the 35, down to about the 33-yard line. Wow, that's going to be quite the run for Berberette. Yeah, kind of like they started last year.
Yeah, it kind of started around, jumped side to side, left to right, and was able to find some room because the Mount Vernon tacklers didn't do a very good job of shedding the blockers.
They'll go shotgun single back set, 1st and 10 from the Ram 33. Rolling to the right side now is the quarterback, Kelly. Throwing off to the sideline, far sideline, intended for Marshall Call, out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10 now here in the first quarter. Again, about 11 minutes and change left to go in your first quarter. Unable to see the clock, so we'll do our best to get that in whenever we can. Great field, great facility here in Rochester. So glad you could be here. We're glad to be here thanks to the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. Check out the all-new redesigned 2013 Fusion, but you better hurry. 2014s will be here before you know it at Ford Square. Online at fordsquare.com, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Quarterback will empty out the backfield, of course, go out of the shotgun. Looking to his left side, able to find Berberette in the flat, and that's going to drop for an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, have to have the football before you go with it. And that ball, you can see it in our great view here in the press box. His head was down to one end of the field, and he was looking and ready to run before the ball hit him. Incomplete, and Mount Vernon, opportunity or 2 downs to stop him.
See if they can get a stop here. 3rd and 10. The ball, of course, on the Ram 33.5. With about 11:15 to go in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game thus far. It's going to be an inside handoff. Berberette up the middle between the hashes. Past the 30 down to about the 28. Maybe a 5-yard gain depending upon the spot of the football.
So now under down, and now you'll see Rochester get up right to the huddle. No time for the defense to substitute in this fast break offense.
Gunter also in the backfield as a fullback here. Berberette will be behind him out of the eye. Under center will be the quarterback this time. Of course, number 3, Robbie Kelly, the 6'2 senior, weighs 204. It's going to be a handoff to Berberette up the middle. Cuts, tripped up. Looks like that was going to be a stop by number 32, Jacob Williamson, whom you'll hear about in the MVTHS Minute coming up at the half. And the Rams will force Rochester to turn over on downs at 11:02.
Great stop from Mount Vernon on 4th down and inside Mount Vernon territory. Berberette was tackled and tripped up at the line of scrimmage, and Mount Vernon forces their turnover, and that's a good start for the Mount Vernon Rams.
Of course, the Rams offense will be led by quarterback Dylan Reeves. His wide receivers will be Xavier Tice and Doug Gardner. Backs will be Braden Fitzgerald, a sophomore, DeMontez Miller-Gray, and Graham Hinkin tonight. We'll get you the line as soon as we can, but Josh Borland, Alex Hopkins, Tyler Bradley, and Cody O'Neill on the line tonight. For Jared Shainer's Mount Vernon Rams. It's going to be a pass. Take it down as Reeves in the backfield. Looking for Gardner at midfield. Gets it on the near sideline. All the way down to about the 30. And that is going to be a big game for the Rams on the first play from scrimmage on a completed pass from a falling Dylan Reeves. Might call him Clayton a time or two. But there's Doug Gardner.
On the way up, I said the chance was big early. If Mount Vernon can throw a hook early and maybe get a shot in and a knockdown to the mat of the champ, maybe Mount Vernon would get some momentum. Big play to open up, goes on a down and out. First down, Mount Vernon.
We'll see what they come with here. We'll try to get you the rest of the starters in just a moment. Of course, those starters presented by Central Christian Church. Log on to thenewscentral.com. Split to the right side, of course, will be Xavier Tice on the left now. It'll be Doug Gardner. Your quarterback under center is Dylan Reeves. Double wing back set, and somebody jumped.
Yeah, it's going to be probably on the Rams.
Looks like it was
false start on the right side of the line. Let's see if the microphone works in this temperature.
Of course, Eli Phillips, the other man on the line, the right tackle. So there was your Ram offense. So that'll push the Rams back. And we'll do it again. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of Rams Athletics here from WMIX Sports. Your community, your choice, your bank, with 5 locations and friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. We'll have archives of our broadcast on WMIXsports.com. Though in football, we'll do it a little differently. Video will come up after the season. Audio will go up after the game. This will be a handoff inside. Looks like that was to, I believe, didn't get a good number on that one. My visual partially obstructed. Thought it might have been Hinken.
43 is who I had coming up out of the huddle.
So Graham Himken, who got some carries last year, of course, for Jared Shaner. Back at it again this year. Second and about 13 for the Rams. The ball spotted on the Rochester 34-yard line. On the road here in Sangamon County. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Avery Barton, Quentin Lloyd back at our Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow bringing his video wisdom back to the camera. Split right, it will be Tyus. Split to the left, it will be a false start, I believe, on the Rams.
Probably.
Well, no, or delay of game.
Yeah, came from the back judge. Was Dylan Reeves the passer on the first pass? I believe it was Braden Fitzgerald's, was it not?
Thought it was Reeves.
Maybe not. Second penalty on the Rams.
Unfortunately, they got to him so quickly, I didn't get the best of views. Jacoby Marshall making his way into the booth.
Hi, Jacoby. How are you? Yeah.
You're good.
You're good.
He'll get used to us. Take some time. About 9:04 to play in the first quarter. Again, can't see the clock. Our apologies. It'll be a quick handoff. This will be to our man Braden Fitzgerald. Wears number 4 on the gridiron as well, like he does on the basketball floor. And he is stopped for a loss at about the 40-yard line.
Defense, that's the key for Rochester this year. They got some guys on the defensive line that could probably get some all-state mentions when this season's over, and they are the strength.
So now, here in the first quarter, it has reached a fever pitch for the Rams. It'll be 3rd and 18 on their own 39. Clock at about the 9:17 mark here in quarter number 1. Play clock at about 15. We'll see what the Rams come out with out of the huddle. Of course, follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. And more games get underway. Of course, we'll have more scoreboard updates for you. Split to the right. They're going to send Xavier Tyus. 3 on the left side now. A couple of wingbacks. Thought about the end around. Reeves already being chased, and he is going to be sacked for a big loss. And that will be a huge sack. I am going to make an assumption that was big 6'7" Matt Swain, and that is a sack for a loss at about the 45.
You're not going to outrun Mr. Swain. Doesn't matter what you do. You will not outrun him. And unfortunately for Mount Vernon, what started out so promising has stopped very quickly.
Sometimes you'll have that. As it'll be on the 46, the Rams will punt. Back to return for the Rockets, going right to left at about the 30. In between the hashes, I believe that to be Bivens. The punt will be handled by Dylan Reeves. Bivens going to call for the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Rochester. And now, after getting a big stop on the first possession, we'll see if the Rams can do it again.
Well, and they're going to need to do that. I mean, this is big because last year Mount Vernon didn't get a stop on Rochester until the 2nd and 3rd unit came in. Mount Vernon off to that good start, as are some other teams as well.
Well, here in the first quarter, no score from Rochester. The Rams and the Rockets. Try number 2 for Rochester. Again, going right to left. Ball spotted on the 20, our own 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun will be the quarterback, Robbie Kelly. 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Looking to the left side. Ooh, a nice pass into the slot. It'll be for number 15, Jeremy Bivens. He crossed the 40, 45 past midfield. It's 45, 40, 35. Off to the races at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown here in the near corner of the end zone. Wow, and it's already 6-0 Rochester with no flags.
Once he got in the open, it was over. There was nothing a lot of Mount Vernon could do. 75-yard touchdown pass, and Rochester scores just like that.
It is 6-0 Rockets on the 74-yard touchdown completion from Robbie Kelly to Jeremy Bivens. And Jeremy Bivens apparently is the name we need to know tonight. Point after attempt will be handled by Grant Fitzsimmons. The 6-foot junior weighs 155. So at about the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, Rochester takes the early lead. Here's the kick. It looks like it's good. And it is. It's now 7-0 Rockets. I'm sure we might have a water break here between scores. As IHSA did send out a media email. Also, Craig Anderson, head of officials, sent out an email today to allow 4 water breaks due to the heat. 7-0 Rochester, 8:09 to play in the first quarter, and what a big play that was. What a difference maker.
Yep, and that was huge, and of course that's one of those where you have some momentum. You get the long pass play, 2 penalties, running that don't go anywhere. You have to punt quick out into the flat, 75-yard touchdown, 7-0 Rochester.
There you have it. Of course, video streaming powered by Rend Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu. Apply right now and see how you can save thousands in your college education at Rend Lake College. Rams football, of course, powered by Committee First Bank of the Heartland. Going to keep it here after the touchdown. 74 yards.
Well,
wow. You'll have that.
Yeah, you will have that.
Still trying to get into form. We'll get you some scores here in just a moment. Okay.
Here we go. It's Carterville over Benton 7-0 early. Carbondale has scored in their 4th play of the season against Murfreesboro. They're up 7-0. Week 3 opponent Triad already trails Mattoon 8-0, and El Dorado has jumped out on SVWW 7-0. The Eagles got forced to turnover, have the ball again deep in Red Devils territory to start that ball game.
So we'll see what the Rams can do off of the kickoff. That scoreboard update powered by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. More on Anthony after the kickoff. Here will come from Grant Fitzsimmons. Back to return for the Rams at about the 5 on the far side to Montez Miller-Gray. On the near side, inside, well, outside to us, the near hash, but inside technically is Braden Fitzgerald, a sophomore. Tailing end over end to the near side, about the 10, picked up by Fitz. He'll bring it between the hashes to about the 25, stumbles into a dive at about the 28-yard line, where it should be 1st and 10 for the Rams. So from their own 28 is where they'll start this time at about the 8:04 mark of this first quarter, where it's 7-0 Rockets.
7-0 Rockets. Also Highland over DuQuoin 7-0 early. So a lot of the locals starting off a little slow here and start 2013 in the heat. Temperature at 91 degrees right now here in the middle part of the state as we're in the shadow of the state capitol.
That we are. Smokestacks in the distance.
Yep.
Right off of the I double nickel. In motion, it's going to be Miller-Gray. The handoff's going to come from Reeves. He has to bump back a little bit to the 20, gets back to the 25, brought down maybe for a no gain, maybe a gain of 1. Looks like he got to about the sideline at the 29.
Now, if you're going to run east and west on this field that goes north and south against this defense, you're going to have some problems. You're not going to get much, and that's what happened there for Mount Vernon.
A couple of guys, including Jeremy Bivens, had that big 74-yard touchdown reception. He's on defense as well for the Rockets. For the Rams, are led by junior quarterback, of course, Dylan Reeves. See what the Rams come up with here. They're going to send Tyus to the right, splitting off Doug Gardner to the left. Among the team's leading receivers last year was Doug Gardner. Back at it again. Played basketball for Scott Gamber last year as well. Under center is Reeves in motion. Fitz looked like a couple of them took off. Surprised there was no flag on the play. Maybe a broken play as Reeves ended up with it.
The last few years, it's been Wes Lunt, Garrett Dooley, and amongst others leading the offense for Rochester. I think you can tell early the heart of this team this year in 2013, at least to begin the season, until the offense gets some seasoning, is going to be their defense. Of course, they have a big game against rival SHG next week.
Ooh.
But this defense for Rochester, extremely quick, and especially up front, can throw some people around on the line as well.
Well, with less than 7 minutes to play in the first quarter, it's 7-0 Rochester. Rams at 3rd and 8, ball on their own 30-yard line. Fitz in motion. It's going to be Reeves handing off inside. Not much of a gain that time, maybe to about the 30 for a no-gainer for the Ram rusher, whom I did not get a number for.
I believe it was 43, Mr. Hinken again.
Graham Hinken getting another carry for the Rams here tonight. And that'll bring up 4th and 8 with about 6:30 to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Rockets on top. So glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, courtesy of Community First Bank. With 5 locations in Mount Vernon, Dixon, and Woodlawn, Community First Bank proud to be the official voice of Rams athletics here on WMIX. Reeves back to punt. Looks like it's going to be number 6, Marshall Call there. Going to let it bounce at about the 40. It'll take a Ram bounce back toward the 40 at about the 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Rochester as we have reached the 6:05 mark of the first quarter. Still a 7-0 ball game. And now if you're the Rams, you're hoping what happened last time with a 74-yard gain for a touchdown doesn't happen this time.
Well, you've stalled out offensively, and that was a question we talked about coming into this game. Would Mount Vernon be able to move the football against this stiff and staunch Rochester defense? And now Rochester on offense again. A little blip play last time, got a touchdown. We'll see what happens here.
Out of the shotgun, single back set. Berberette with the handoff. It's going to come to the near side. He's at the hash. He's about the 45, looking to get to midfield. It's going to take a trio of Rams to bring him down. Looks like the ball is loose. Who's going to end up with it? Looks like maybe a white jersey. We'll see.
Well, they're letting the whistle go for a while.
Yes, they are.
I mean, that should be Mount Vernon football. It is. Yes, sir.
Bivens had it for a moment. He lost it, and the Rams come up with it. in the area for that one. Jacob Williamson among others, and the Rams will force another turnover for Rochester. This one to the fumble.
The first problem that Berberette did was he went inside his blocker. His blocker was starting to turn the defender to the inside. He went in with the defender, and what a great play by the defender from Mount Vernon to get an arm out, strip that football, and then a host of white jerseys coming over. I think a switch early on, at least in the first 6 minutes of this game, you can see a tremendous difference in the way this Mount Vernon defense will swarm the football compared to the last couple of years.
So 1st and 10 for the Rams near midfield. It's on their own 49-yard line near hash. Split to the left side, of course, it will be Doug Gardner. Looks like Alando Watson will be split to the right. The usual suspects in the backfield as far as your backs are concerned. Handoff's going to go to, looks like, quarterback keeper for Reeves. I bought it as he falls about the 40.
Yeah, he probably got a first down there on the run. Little option to the right side, was able to make a play. They're not going to give him first down yardage, but he did get 9 yards off the right side. 14-0 now. El Dorado over Cesarville, Waltonville, Woodlawn.
Looks like they're tied. Nashville, Carlisle. Tied at 6, I believe.
We've got all kinds of stuff coming in. It's going to be that the next 9 weeks. They're going to bring the chains all the way across to drag and check. First downs.
Tell you about some of our booster sponsors. When you're looking for screen-printed T-shirts, hoodies, hats, or bags, seek out Winning Edge online at winningedgeusa.com. Serving Jefferson County and Southern Illinois. That's the Winning Edge. Yes, it's a noun with an article in front of it.
Thanks to everybody listening in. We've gotten a lot of texts, a lot of tweets saying they're listening. Thanks to everybody listening back at home, wherever you may be, or watching it at WMIXsports.com.
That's right. Now, the video a little bit more iOS-friendly this year, so we hope you're enjoying it on your iPhone, your iPad, or whatever device you're enjoying Mount Vernon Rams football upon. Rend Lake College brings you the video. Of course, Rend Lake College offers over 100 degree and certificate programs for thousands less. See which is right for you with full descriptions at rlc.edu. Apply online while you're there.
I hear that iOS friendlier, but still wet beverages do not go well with iPhones.
Wet beverages and perspiration, so I feel the wet beverage pain.
Yes.
Though that was not my case about a week ago. Good friends at our provider helped me out. You know them better than I do. 2nd and 1.
There ain't no kidding.
On the Rochester 41-yard line, it'll be Reeves under center. Your backs are Miller Gray Hinken. It's going to be a quick pitch to the left side. Here comes Fitzy. Finds a seam up the left side. It's first down yardage. He gets inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
Double set,
the official spot.
Double tight, offset eye, left side. They give it to Fitz for the first down off that left side. Get the first down.
And like that, it's 5 and change to go in the first. 7-0 Rochester on top, but the Rams looking to find that offensive rhythm here tonight. About 9 minutes shy of the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour. So glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, Jeff Crow with the camera, Avery Barton, Quentin Lloyd back at the Mount Vernon studio. Same set, double tight now for the Rams. It'll be Reeves under center. Same personnel in the backfield. They're going to go Fitz again. Ooh, thought he had a seam. Fumbles the football. It's going to be picked up and tipped around. Looks like it might be Rochester football at the 40.
Little too freely, carrying it like a loaf of bread in his hand, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, what you giveth, they can taketh away, and that's what happened here. What you can do worse, we can do worse better with the football.
No doubt about that.
Break that one out early.
Ryan Reynolds listening to the game on the radio. He'll be happy to know that if he goes to WMIXsports.com, he will actually be able to watch it. And yes, I am sweating, Brian. Thank you for messaging us here tonight. First play for Rochester, 1st and 10 from their own 40. It's going to be a handoff end around coming to believe to Zach Geller on the near side. Gets to midfield on a tackle out of bounds, I believe, by D. So Miller Gray comes up with the tackle there out of bounds. It'll be, should move the chains. They got to midfield.
And a little different look for Rochester, Chris. I think it's one of those deals where you see Rochester running the football a little bit more than last year. I know they had Garrett Dooley, but mainly their offense was a pass offense last year.
Rochester, of course, navy pants and those navy ties with orange trim down the sides, trying to get the Rams to jump off sides, and that was great work by Robbie Kelly. Did just that. Of course, solid orange helmets for the Rockets, who play in the Central State 8 Conference. Series will end this year as the CS8 will now become the CSX, if you will, the Central State 10. Not sure if there's going to be the official name change or not. But Rochester get a gift of 5 yards. It'll be on the 46-yard line in Ram territory, 1st and 10 for Kelly and the Rockets. Looking to lift off here in the first quarter, up 7-0. Berber at the handoff. It's going to be between the hashes. Gets to the 40, down to about the 36-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of about 10. We'll see if it moves the chains again here in the first.
Another first down for Rochester as they march the chains under 4:50 to go in the first. If you're Mount Vernon, you like to keep them out of the end zone, try to keep it at a touchdown deficit.
Do what you can here. Always tough, the Central State 8. The South 7 has found that out in recent years.
Yes, last 2 years.
In the postseason. Centralia had a tough way to go with Jacksonville in the postseason. As Kelly under pressure is going to find his way out of it, put the ball in his hand. He's going to head to about the 30. Ooh, a nice little tumble there across the 30-yard line on the numbers. Yep. Down to about the 29 for a gain of 7.
Did a really good job there checking down out of his first and second options. Third option also covered on 3 receivers, 2 mid, 1 deep. Did a good job, tucked and pulled, and ran with the ball for 5 yards.
2nd and 4 for the Rockets now as we'll get below, I believe, the 4-minute mark here in the quarter or near it. Kelly to pass. He's able to find his man, Marshall Call, on the right side, the hash. Inside the 10-yard line. He caught it at about the 13. And that is going to be a completion of possibly up to 20 yards here for the Rockets in the first quarter, up 7-0. Hope you're enjoying the new scoreboard on WMIXSports.com video. And it's going to be a handoff inside, and there's Berberette for the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown scamper for Blake Berberette, and the Rockets have a 13-0 lead.
Yep, 9-yard run. Again, nothing fancy, Chris. Off-tackle football where you just say, here it is, folks. This is what we're going to do, and Rochester has done it again.
Brian Reynolds, I've been corrected, is watching the Cardinals and listening to us. Nothing wrong with that. So Fitzsimmons on for the point after attempt. The kick is up, and the Rams get a piece of it. It's blocked. A big block there by the Rams, I believe. Initially getting the tipsies of the fingers on it was Drew Hester, the sophomore. And the Rams keep it a 13-0 Rochester lead with 4:07 to play. Timeout on the field. We'll take one, too. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
I haven't seen a walk.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Find us on Facebook. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
And welcome back to Rochester. Glad to have you back as they took a bit of a water break between the scores, and now it'll be Ram football trailing 13-0 with 4:07 to go in the first quarter.
Not much of a water break compared to what the IHSA wanted them to do, boys.
I was able to talk and get an in-depth explanation as to what the water break would consist of from a timing standpoint. Giving them about a minute to get some water down and get back out there or whatever they should happen to need if they're a little thirstier. Of course, with the heat policy that the IHSA put in place over the summer, now it's in effect after what has been a cool summer thus far.
Well, up until about the last week and a half, the golf courses were all green and beautiful, and then all of a sudden it's dried out and the golf ball goes a little farther.
Fitzsimmons will find Fitzgerald on the kickoff as Braden will back up to about the 6. Now at the near hash, looking to get to the 20, and he met a wall at about the 18-yard line. That wall happens to be known as number 44, Dallas Greer. Greer, a name synonymous with Rochester. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, I believe, from about their own 18-yard line.
And it's go time. Mount Vernon, if you don't score, you need to put together some first downs and get out of this first quarter only down 13-0. You need to put together a little bit of a drive here to get out of the shadow of your own goalposts.
Whew. Sweaty night in Rochester, muggy night. Last Friday night in August. Of course, you're wondering why this late start. Well, Thanksgiving is 14 weeks from this week.
Yesterday.
And that's how it works. You have to have 14 games in a season, of course. A perfect season would be 14-0 in the IHSA season, as there was a penalty on the play that'll take it.
Half the distance on a hold.
So about the 9.5.
So Mount Vernon's got 4 penalties right now for 22 yards. And they've not helped themselves with the yellow flag here tonight. Too many already in this game.
Not something you can have happen if you want to have a successful season. So it'll be Dylan Reeves to lead the team. 1st and 10 from their own 10. He's under center. Split to the left and split to the right. Looks like Gardner on the right. Handoff's going to come to, actually, Reeves going to keep it himself on an option. Gets to about the 12 for a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Rams as the clock strikes the 3:50 mark here in the first quarter. The WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, of course, are driven by King City Chrysler. 10th event going on until tomorrow. Check it out at King City Chrysler Center, or just stop in, no appointment necessary, at the Express Lane Fast Oil Changes and more, 1603 Broadway, Mount Vernon. 2nd and 8 here for the Rams. In their new whites we told you about, black pants, a Ram decal, very nice Ram decal on the right side of the helmet. On the left, it's solid black, kind of a combination of past and future. As Reeves will be under center, split to the left side, of course. Doesn't look like Doug Gardner. On the right is going to be Tyus. The handoff will come. Nope. I did not see it. There's a pitch to the wingback. It comes to the left side to Montez Miller-Gray, who has first down yardage and more, shy of the 30-yard line, about the 29 on the far side. We'll see where it's
yards and a first down. Great fake by Dylan Reeves to not only hand the football off but carry his fake out. That way it looked like he had the football and the defense drove on him. The linebackers did. That left it open for Mount Vernon to get that first down.
Great run for DeMontez Miller-Gray, number 28 for the Rams. The line scurries to this line of scrimmage. It'll be Reeves, the quarterback under center. A couple of wing backs, split left, split right. Is your Ram personnel ready to go in motion? It'll be Grider. The handoff's going to come inside. We'll see where it ends up. It looks shy to 30. Maybe a no gainer. If so, it's 2nd and 10 for the Rams. On a handoff that didn't go anywhere to Fitzgerald.
Yep, but it's okay. Time's running. You've made some progress. It's okay. You want to get something going. Try to get some first downs.
Rams need to make something happen here in the first quarter. They trail 13-0 in the first. About 2 and change left to go. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside for Rams football. It is the bottom of the hour. We'll take care of that in just a moment. With Dylan Reeves, the junior, under center. Rochester looking to stack, and it's going to be Reeves going to his left side, looking for the pass, looking for Henkin or somebody. It falls incomplete about the 42 with the nearest man about 3 or 4 yards away, so overthrown or underthrown, depending on whom he was intending. And it'll be 3rd and 10 as the clock will stop with 1:56 to play here in the first. Rams down a pair of touchdowns.
Tough to throw a pass when you're rolling to your left. If you're rolling to your left, you're throwing almost against your body. You got to roll to your right and try to get your momentum going towards your arm.
Stay tuned for the Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. We'll have your Rams report. That's right. We'll talk about all the other sports going on for the Rams and Lady Rams. Also your MVTHS Minute. We'll talk about arts and academics as well at MVTHS. You won't want to miss that coming up at the half. In motion, Miller-Gray. It's going to be a quick pitch to the left side. Miller-Gray finds a seam. He gets to the 40-yard line, down to about the 44, where it'll be a gain of approximately 15 for D. And Miller-Gray, the hyphen, is added tonight.
I'm telling you what, he has got some burst with the football when he gets through the line. One thing about it is he doesn't hesitate when he looks for his blocks, gets to the line. He gets to it, and he turns it on in that open field. What a nice job of running there that time.
This is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting, bottom of the 7 o'clock hour. 13-0 your score. The defending 3-time 4A state champs on top here with 1:36 to play in the first. It's 1st and 10. The ball on their own 44-yard line for the Rams. Split to the right side. Couple of wingbacks here. One in the slot on the right. It's going to be a nice little reverse there. It's going to be to Fitz. He finds a seam on the left across midfield down to the 45 at about the 43-yard lines where he's pushed out of bounds. And that's a big run for Fitz.
The feeling watching these Mount Vernon running backs that they run with no scaredness whatsoever. They are running hard, quick, up the line, at the line, through their blockers. Great job. I mean, this Mount Vernon team's starting to win, and let's give a shout-out to the offensive line doing a great job as well.
The offensive line that returns with the bulk of starting experience, Hopkins, Borland, Bradley, O'Neill, as well as Mr. Phillips, I believe, for Mount Vernon. Split right, split left. It'll be Tyus on the right, Doug Gardner on the left, the same backs here, and it is going to be a handoff up the middle. Was that Hinkin again? If so, it was inside the far hash. No, that was Fitz. No, it was Hinkin. Second number finally became visible.
Well, you know.
So many running back weapons in the arsenal as we're below the minute mark here in Rochester. First quarter action, 13-0 Rocket lead. If you want to look at community support, look no further than this community. Beautiful field house, of course, to the right. Beautiful football facility here. Committed to all athletics, from tennis to girls basketball to boys basketball to football. Certainly a community to model after. Reeves under center with Miller-Gray in motion. Pitch going to go left side. He hasn't found much, but he shook a tackler at the 40. Still on his feet at the 41. Pushed back across the 40. forward progress, if it were granted, would it be at the 41-yard line. We'll see where the spot is going to go as we near about the 19-second mark of this first quarter with the Rams trailing 13-0 on third down.
And that there will get you at least to the end of the first quarter.
I would think so, with the clock at about 5 seconds. And they are not going to get another play off. We have reached the end of quarter number 1. The Rochester Rockets 13, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
It's back. RLC Golf Outlet Super Demo Day on Saturday, August 31st. Major manufacturers will answer any questions about your favorite equipment, plus free balls and fittings. You can test the best golf equipment in the industry and enjoy free hot dogs and soft drinks. Plus, RLC has outrageous sales all day on the most popular names in clubs, ball, bags, and swag at Super Demo Day, Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Red Lake College Golf Outlet off of Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon. Cherry Creek Driving Range is now open every day.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest-earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balance. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You'll be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
This is Joanne Joy with Community First Bank. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Streaming video online, friendly for any device. New scoreboard as well. Don't forget, stay tuned for your halftime show. We'll have the Rams report talking about girls golf, girls tennis, boys soccer. If I try to name them all, I might get in trouble. We talk about all of them. From cross country to golf to soccer to volleyball, of course, tennis. You name it, we talk. And, of course, talking arts and academics with the new MBTHS report as well. It's all coming up in your Second Chance Auto halftime show after this second quarter. We will get underway here in quarter number 2. The Rams trailing the Rockets 13-0 on the road at Rochester. In your WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. 3rd and 7 for the Rams on the Rocket 39. It's spotted on the near hash. It's going to be a snap to Reeves, the quarterback, going to take it himself inside the near hash, down to about the 36-yard line. If they give it to him, it'll be a gain of 3, and it'll be about 4th and 4. We're not going to give them all that, so it'll be about 4th and 5.
That defense starting to shut down the middle pretty good now for Rochester as Mount Vernon's trying to attack.
How about Community First Bank of the Heartland? Familiar faces in new places, there's no doubt about that. They continue to expand. If you haven't heard, 5 locations in Jefferson County, Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. The Rams at 4th and 5. Going to try to draw the Rockets offside. I can't imagine they're going for it with this formation or this play. And they will burn a timeout. We'll keep it here during this timeout, brought to you by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, proud to sponsor the Rams once again. Dr. Eric Black and the staff support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season. So the Medicine Shop timeout. So about 11:16 to play here in the first half. It's a 13-0 Rochester lead over your Mount Vernon Rams here tonight. Rams with this road game. A pair of road games to start the season. The Rams are looking to win their first Week 1 game since they beat Belleville East in 2006. They beat them twice, I believe. Shut them out 05. Beat East again in 06. And then 07 has started a long Week 1 losing streak. Try to get you some scores here in just a moment when we're ready.
It's Altoff 10, Collinsville 6 in the first. O'Fallon over Kokia 23-6 at the half. Carbondale leads Murphy at the end of 1, 22-0. Marion and Granite City scoreless at the end of 1. Mattoon leads Triad 8-0 in the first. Carterville over Benton, that's into 1, 7-0. Freeburg Massac are tied at 7. Waterloo over Herons 7-0 into 1. Highland over DuQuoin at home 19-0. National and Carlisle tied at 6 into 1. Cessna-Villere trails El Dorado 20-0 in the first.
4th and 5 for the Rams from the 37. The pitch, this is probably going to be some sort of trick, and it is, as Fitz on the pass will be picked off. Picked off by the Rockets about the 20. Breaking to the outside near the sideline at the 40. Still on the field at the 45, down to midfield on a heck of an interception. That looks to be number 18 for the Rockets, Tyler Mazzini. And what an interception and what a run back, but it's about the same as a punt anyway.
Well, you can't try to throw into double coverage. I mean, it's one of these deals. That pass was not there. They had one receiver, 2 defenders, and the problem there, you throw into coverage, Easy pickoff for Rochester as they run it back the other way.
So now the Rams turn it over, trailing 13-0. Still ahead of the 11-minute mark here in the first half. The ball will be on the Ram 49 as the Rockets get a fresh set of downs. Now the I formation, the quarterback Kelly will be under center, split to the right, and a couple on the left. One in the slot. Looks like Marshall called. It'll be a handoff coming to Berberetti's at the 50. Coughs it up. Can the Ram jersey get to it? Looks like they might have. So the Rams turn it over, and then the Rockets give it right back.
2 turnovers early on right now. Another score that will ruin our fall plans. Effingham trailing Mater Dei 14-3 early.
Starting your granddad's hearts.
Yeah, we're starting to get a little upset there. But uncharacteristic turnover again by Rochester. Again, they have 3 of them already.
Tony Wilt, glad to help your family with all of their insurance needs. Give his office a call. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the State Farm Jeep. That's the white State Farm Jeep about town. Do that. Dylan Reeves, your quarterback, will be out under center. Double wingback set for the Rams. Looks like Fitz, DeMontez, and maybe Graham Hinkett. It'll be to Miller Gray in motion as Reeves going to take it himself, trying to sweep out to the left side, gets to midfield, steps out of bounds at about the 48, and that'll be a gain of roughly 3 for the Rams.
Yeah, a couple of yards there, 3 yards as you said that time. Gain turned a little bit of nothing, maybe negative yardage into something, and you start seeing in this heat with about 10 to go in the first half, some of these guys that have played a lot of minutes bending over at the waist, trying to take those helmets off, trying to get some air. It is a hot one here for sure at Rochester.
10:50 to go in the first half. It is 13-0. Rochester on top. Rams trying to get something going in Rocket territory. The ball spotted just inside the 49, inside the near hash. Reeves under center, double tight, double wingback set this time. Fitz is going to be in motion. Sweep up the right side. Fitz trying to get past the line and can't. Brought down for a loss at the Ram 49. Looks like the tackle might have been made by David Gunter.
Side to side. If you're going side to side with this Rochester team, you're only going to have a couple of yards before you have to turn upfield. If you try to go hash mark to hash marks, it's not going to work against this quick defense.
If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Committee First Bank is at home, and Dix, Woodlawn, Mount Vernon, and Nina. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. 13-0 Rockets here. You can see the scoreboard at WMIXsports.com if you watch our streaming video. Or you just heard me tell it to you on your streaming audio or live on AM 940. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside Jeff Crow with us here in Sangamon County. Back in Jefferson County at the WMIX studios, Quentin Lloyd and Avery Barton. And now we're going to have a flag on the play. It's not a delay of game.
No, it's going to be on Rochester lining up in the neutral zone. First penalty on the Rockets. That's amazing to me that the guy leaning. A guy on the ball amazes me at all levels, how a guy can line up off sides. Amazing to me how it happens at all levels.
Always makes it interesting. 3rd and nickel now for the Rams. The ball on the Rochester 46. As we have 9 and change to go in the first half. 13-0. Rockets on top. Rams need something to happen. Reeves is going to pass toward the far sideline. Is it completed in bounds? Looks like it's out of bounds from here, but we'll see what the call is going to be.
Generous.
Very generous. Did not see who caught it. It might have been Graham Hinken.
Generous. Little cut underneath, cut block, rolled to Reeves out to the right. Ryan, but the tight end followed him across to the left side of the field. Ended up being a first down for the Rams.
Inside the 40-yard line at the Rochester 38. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. 9 and change to play in the first half. Still trailing by a pair of touchdowns. Glad to have you on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Follow us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Inside handoff. Looks like just a dive up the gut, and that's going to be Randy make that Robert Grider. Knew that was going to happen. Inside the far hash.
2 names synonymous with Jefferson County athletics.
Yes. That is a gain about 6. Oh, inside the far hash. Here come the Rams of Mount Vernon. 13-0 your score. Rochester on top. Double stack, double tight here for the Rams. Reeves, the quarterback under center. It's going to be a handoff to Miller Gray, I think, this time. Looked like he had first down yards, but pushed back to near the line of scrimmage.
Looked like he had a good run there. He's had some good runs with the football this evening. It's going to be third down. They'll give him 4.
So that was a good run by Grider.
I'm telling you what, the offensive line right now for Mount Vernon starting to take over a little bit here as we go towards this second quarter. You see some guys in the Rochester defense, hands on their hips, sucking, looking for that air.
Need air, need water on a hot night in Rochester. 8 minutes, probably just under the 9-minute mark now. Can't see the clock of the second quarter, and this is going to be a goal line play. Reeves bounces out off of the QB sneak, and he's going to roll to the right side, gets to the sideline, pull out of bounds with first down yardage. So he bounced off of the defensive line, rolled back out to the right, got to the sideline, and got the yards needed for the first down.
Impressive play there. Reeves got in the muck and mess like a rugby scrum, and all of a sudden pushed off, bounced back out, came out to the right side, gained 7 of first down. Rams driving here on the Rockets.
Wearing the new white unis, white Nikes, orange around the collars, orange around the sleeves. We'll see. Looks like Drew Hester's going to get in there now as a halfback. Couple of wing backs in front. Offset eye, and it's going to be a handoff to Hester, who's going to dive for maybe a gain of a half.
Yeah, did not get much that time as another Rams runner gets the football.
Number 22, Drew Hester got in on that one.
Mount Vernon already this evening in this game, 7 different guys have touched the football to run it for the Rams.
7:53 to play in the second quarter, 13-0 Rockets. 2nd and 10 for the Rams inside the red zone at the 18. Eye left for the Rams. Tailback is going to be, doesn't matter, play action as Reeves looking to dump it off. He's going to have to come back if the intended receiver, that is, as that was Xavier Tice about the 5, would have fallen complete.
Yep, and a great play by Reeves, running for his life to get rid of that football and throw it away. And this is
water break?
No, that couldn't be a water break.
Timeout?
Let's see what it is. Timeout Rochester. So say you wouldn't want to call a water break timeout when a team is driving. That's why I wondered.
Told to avoid those during the drive, but I didn't see anything that signaled a timeout. So, timeout is presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy. Proud to again sponsor the Mount Vernon Rams. Dr. Eric Black and the staff support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season. Find them at 2339 Broadway. Don't forget about our sponsors that you hear during the commercial breaks as well. We appreciate them for bringing you Rams athletics here on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. 13-0 Rockets on top here in Rochester. 7:32 to play. Rams on the road next week at Muscuda as they'll visit a Mississippi Valley team for a second consecutive year. And then welcome Triad for the home opener in week 3. They do announce a pair of new teams on the schedule for next year.
Yep.
The Taylorville Tornadoes, who will move to the Apollo Conference next year for week 1. And then the Charleston Trojans in week 2 out of the Apollo Conference as well. Very good scheduling there by Doug Creel in the athletic department at Mount Vernon Township High School. Speaking of Mount Vernon Township High School and athletics, Rams report coming your way at the Second Chance Auto halftime show. It's a minute report about the goings-on in all Rams athletics this week. Also at the half, you'll hear the MVTHS minute where we will talk arts and academics. 3rd and 10 for the Rams. Ball on the Rochester 18. Power eye set to the right. Can't see the tailback. It's going to be Hester. He's going to try to go off, tackle to the right side. Got to about the 15, but not going to get much more than that. Maybe a gainer of 3 along that far hash. And it's going to be 4th down.
Come this far.
Ooh, they gave more yards than I would have. Ah, you're down into the red zone. Might as well.
You've come this far. Don't turn around now.
I don't see a kicker on the roster. Something that the Rams were benefited with and blessed with, and the benevolence of the kicking game for so many years. Jared Shaner not happy as it looks like we're going to have to burn a timeout.
Yeah, that's one of those you can't have.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Some new matchups going on in the world this year in week 1 of this high school football season.
Some interesting scores tonight.
Timeouts brought to you by the Medicine Shop. Proud to sponsor the Rams once again. Dr. Eric Black and the staff support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season. The best scoreboard updates are right here. Oh my. Wow. A shocker going up on the Twitterverse right now. We'll get that on the broadcast here in a moment. As the Rams and Rockets are talking it over in their respective huddles on their respective sidelines at about the 20-yard line. What do we got?
Heron trails Heron trains Waterloo 14-0 second quarter. Altoff leads Collinsville in the second, 17-6. Carbondale over Murphy 22-zip in the first. Granite City now leads Marion in the second quarter 6-0 of the new updates. Also, it is at the end of one, Carterville over Benton 7-0. Freeburg and Massacre tied at 7 in the first quarter. AJ leads Frankfort in the second quarter 8-6. Highland over DuQuoin 25-0 in the second quarter.
Rams are going to go for it here. The ball on the Rocket 13, trailing 13-0 with 7 minutes to play here in the half. It's going to be fumbled by Reeves, and he'll be brought down for a loss as he recovers at the 20. So a loss of 7 for the Ram quarterback, and they will turn it over on downs.
Never got off the ground. Play was out of sorts, timing, whatnot. Just wasn't going to work. And right now, Mount Vernon opportunity goes by the boards on their third turnover of the evening.
Of course, scoreboard updates all season long are presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town, or as always, Tony will be in his office, if you see the white Jeep anyhow, on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. Split 3 to the right on the pistol. Berberette, the handoff's going to go up the left side. Is it Berberette or Berberette? I need to decide on that. Gets to the 25.
Of course, he had Garrett Dooley last year to look at and go, okay, I can run like that and go to Wisconsin. Okay, I'll do that. Obviously not as big and as strong. But, boy, he gets to the line quickly.
Of course, Dooley injured in summer practices at Whiskey. Stayed there after the coaching change. As a quick snap. Kelly, look at his right. May have a receiver at midfield. Oh, and I think that Stout was a little concerned about, or excuse me.
Why did Stout jump for the ball? It was going to come to him. He jumped up for the football. You can see it on our WMIXsports.com. He jumped for the football. No reason to jump. If he runs in stride and keeps going, he probably had the defense beat. The corner guy, the under coverage for Mount Vernon, sucked in on the slant, on the fake to the slant, and that left him open. He shouldn't have jumped for the football.
So Call couldn't come up with it, unfortunately, for the Rockets. They'll do it again. Going to be 3rd and 4, 13-0 ball game, 6 and change left to go in the quarter. It's going to be a fake and a handoff. Oh my, here comes Kelly up the middle, breaks to the outside, far sideline to midfield, down to the 40, bulldozes his way down to about the 37-yard line, and that's going to be quite the gain. The gain.
That was big, 40 yards on the keeper. Did a good job of carrying out the fake, the handoff to the running back, and then all of a sudden down they go the other way.
Robbie Kelly made everybody believe it on that one, and making a believer out of the Rocket faithful here as they get into Ram territory in the second quarter at about the 6:15 mark. The Rockets with a 13-0 lead, and Rochester elects to take a timeout. This timeout's presented by the Medicine Shop. We'll take 1, 2. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
It's back. RLC Golf Outlet Super Demo Day on Saturday, August 31st. Major manufacturers will answer any questions about your favorite equipment, plus free balls and fittings. You can test the best golf equipment in the industry and enjoy free hot dogs and soft drinks. Plus, RLC has outrageous sales all day on the most popular names in clubs, balls, bags, and swag at Super Demo Day, Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Ren Lake College Golf Outlet. Off of Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon, Cherry Creek Driving Range is now open every day.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One Account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Find us on Facebook. This is Rams Football from WMIX Sports.
And we welcome you back after that timeout presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy. We'll tell you about the Medicine Shop here in just a moment. Snuck away for a little longer. As it'll be Rocket football, 1st and 10 for the Ram 37. About 6 minutes and change left to go in the first half. Out of the shotgun single back. Slot receivers on each side, split left and right. It's going to be a quick completion of flat to Drew Hill. Looking to go up the left sideline. Gets a gain of about 7 or 8 up the sideline as he takes it to about the 31. So maybe a gain of about 6 there. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Rochester knows how to move the football. They are no stranger to offense.
Nope, they're doing a good job moving the football and doing their thing right now.
13-0 score, and this is going to be handoff to Berberay, looking to go up the left side. There's a flag on the play, breaks to the sideline, gets to about the 15. If it stands with no penalty, it'll be a gain of about 15 yards, but the flag lies just outside the 25-yard line. This one's coming back on the holding call.
Yep, about 10 yards on that penalty. Second penalty tonight for the Rockets.
The Medicine Shop Pharmacy proud to sponsor the Rams once again. Dr. Eric Black and the staff support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season.
We'll go back, and Rochester will quickly reset. They don't mess around on this offense.
They don't mess around at all. Now the shotgun, the quarterback, Robbie Kelly. As Piper split to the right side. A couple in the slot on the right. Two on the left. Looking back left side. Good turnaround catch by Drew Hill at the sideline. He's at the 10. Cuts back to the near side at the 5. Pulled down. Maybe just outside the goal line at the half-yard line. And that is going to be about a 36.5-yard pass.
36-yard on the pass.
Wow.
Man, and made some yards at the end. That was the key difference there.
One word, system.
Yep.
Derek Leonard and the Rockets, of course, have a system. Of course, the offspring of the famous Ken Leonard. That's Sacred Heart. It'll be the Leonard Bowl, I believe, next week.
Yep, week 2.
So Kelly under center, out of the eye. It's going to go to Berberay. Who else on the inside handoff? And that's going to be a 1-yard touchdown run. It's 19-0 Rockets here in the second quarter with about 5:24 to go. Yikes.
Yeah, they've gotten away from a little bit, and right now Rochester running off.
Woof.
You know, and now will they go for 2? I would think they would want to go for 2 here in this situation.
I would think it'd be advisable.
Since they lost that extra point on the block kick.
See if they go with Fitzsimmons or not. I am watching it myself on WMIXsports.com at the moment. They're going to go for 2 here. Looks like the quarterback will go out of the pistol. Looking to his right side. Oh, and zips a pass just past Colton Piper in the end zone, and that'll fall incomplete. Still to stand 19-0 Rochester. Here again with 5:24 left to play in this second quarter. Let me tell you a little bit about the official voice of Rams Athletics, Community First Bank. Your community, your choice, your bank. With 5 locations and friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs, Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. We are neighboring the top of the hour. It's almost 8 o'clock. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
Honored annually by the Illinois Broadcasters Association for Broadcast Excellence. WMIX Sports is WMIX Mount Vernon, a Withers broadcasting station.
There we are. Second quarter action from Rochester. Water break between the scores. As the Rams trail to the 3-time defending 4A state champs, 19-0. Next week, the Rams are on the road at Mascoutah. We'll have that at 6:30 pregame on WMIX with video at WMIXsports.com. Of course, we'll talk with Jared Shaner and a slew of other guests, including one of Mount Vernon's favorite sons, Kent Williams, tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show. After the 8 o'clock news, same dial location, same web address, AM 940 and WMIXsports.com tomorrow, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, Avery Barton, Quentin Lloyd back at the Mount Vernon studio. Jeff Crow here with us as well, manning the camera on WMIXsports.com, the official video provider for Rams football. 19-0 your score. Fitzsimmons on to kick off. Fitzgerald's on to return on the far side, far hash, pardon me, on the near side. I don't see it. It's going to be a deep boomer. Back to Fitz at about the 6. Comes up the middle between the hashes at about the 15. Breaks for it. Now has one man left to beat it about midfield. Trying to cut back to the near side. He's between the hashes at the 30. 25-20. 15-10. 5. Touchdown. Braden Fitzgerald's about a 94-yard kickoff return to give the Rams their first score of the year. What a play by Braden Fitzgerald. Yep. What a run. Great blocking from the Rams special teams.
It was right down the middle. And he goes, what, 95 yards?
Thereabouts. Whoa.
Wow.
Fitz.
That'll be a highlight for the week.
Yep. WMIXsports.com. We'll do football highlights this year. Don't know why I didn't last year. Be that as it may, but the Rams cut it to 13.
Wow. Take that for lightning in a bottle.
I'm still shocked.
I mean, he came right up the middle. The waters parted. He went through, and it was a touchdown. I mean, unbelievable.
Looks like this is going to be Alex Hopkins for the point after. I believe he's a linebacker. And
all linebackers. Oh, sideline warning. We have a sideline warning. I only thought one guy gave those.
Yeah, and he's at Massac County.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Driver of the shuttle. So we wait the point after. Rams trailing 19-6, looking to make it 19-7 on a 95-yard touchdown return. As the kick is easily blocked by the Rockets, a good job by Johnny Jones, an All-American name. And that'll keep it 19-6. 5:10 left to play in this first half of action. Don't forget about the Second Chance Auto halftime show coming up. Want to thank another of our Rams Booster sponsors, All Stars and Stitches. If you can put a logo on it, All Stars and Stitches can probably print it. See Big Dave at All Stars and Stitches just west of Benton High School. Pardon me, or call 435-5555. There's a ribeye sandwich starting to come back.
Well,
delicious.
That's something Mount Vernon needed. That's one of two things. Got to score. Second thing you need is you need to get a stop and then get the ball back, go down only a couple of touchdowns, and that would be wonderful.
Wonderful indeed. Ask about the incentives on the F Series at Ford Square, the heavyweight truck champion. For many years running, Ford Square, WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, of course driven by 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon. I understand they had a rousing success with the Driven to Give fundraising event for St. Mary's School last weekend. Mount Vernon's chance will be coming up here before you know it. As we'll see who will do the kickoff for the Rams. There was Reeves earlier. Is that who they stick with? Out there right now, I do see Grider. I see Andrew Heiner. Looks like Tyler Knudsen's out there as we're trying to get Kinzel Rudd is out there. Dakota Harris. Graham Hintgen. Jesse Green. Who am I missing? Dylan Reeves. And Ilando Watson. Maybe Drew Hester as well. There, I think I got them all. Trying to get everybody a shout out here on WMIX Sports presentation of Rams football. 19-6 your score. 5:10 to play in the first half. Back to return is the deep man. Is that Johnny Jones?
Get a stop here. Go down a couple touchdowns, or better yet, get in there and get some more points.
It'll be picked up by Jones at about the 26-yard line. Looking to cut to the left side. Breaks one tackle with the arm bar. Now trying to get back to the line. He does. Got to the 30. Trying to break for it here at about the 35. And a saving tackle made. A trip up there by Robert Grider will keep it to about the 39-yard line. That was a great stop by Grider.
Yep, Grider was the last man standing, as they say. He wasn't there. It had been all long gone. And now Mount Vernon needs to make a stop. Long second quarter here. Still 5 minutes to go as a flurry of scoring has happened here in the last 5 minutes of the game clock.
It is 19-6. The Rams trailing the Rochester Rockets of 4A. Rams on the borderline every year of 5-6, but have to make the playoffs to worry about that. It's going to be handoff Barbara Ray. He's going to be tripped up by number 5, Ilando Watson.
Good tackle by Watson. Stayed low, got down, lifted the running back up. Good job.
It's gain of about 5 at the 44-yard line. Rochester going to stick out of the shotgun. Going to split 1 to the right, 3 to the left of the trips. Handoff Barbara Ray finds a seam left side. Gets past midfield for a first down. He is brought down on the tackle by, I believe, Doug Gardner. So Gardner out of the secondary comes up to make the tackle, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 for a Rochester first down. It'll be 1st and 10 in Ram territory. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half. The Rockets on top, 19-6. Tell you about Com First in just a moment, our official voice of the Rams. This is going to be a nice handoff, but a big tackle by the Rams up the left side, outside of the hash. Looked like Miller Gray got in on the tackle. That was a nice run, however, by the Rockets. I believe that was number 34, Bell, even. As the Rockets keep it going. 2nd and 4 from the Ram 43. This one's going to be a QB keeper. Good job on the option there by the quarterback, Kelly. Looks like he had enough first down yardage with a gain of 5 between the hashes. Right up the gut he went.
Yep.
And right down the field go the chains.
And the offensive line for Rochester starts to take over and do some things. Mount Vernon's got to stay on their toes here. Can't let him score here right before half.
Quarterback shotgun, single back set. Looking to roll to the right side after a turn to his left. Looking for the intended receiver through the hands of the target.
I know one thing.
Like Trey Fry.
I tell about a handful of these Rochester receivers, it's 95 degrees outside. You do not need gloves today to catch. It's the old Tom Landry rule of the Cowboys. You can wear the gloves, but the first time you drop that football, you're going to take them off. And that's what about 3 of them need to do here to drop passes this evening.
There you go. On a hot, muggy night in Sangamon County. Glad to have you with us. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Jeff Crow with us here. You're watching it on WMIXSports.com, listening to it on WMIX. Trips up the right side. Where are we at on the play clock? We're about at 17. Game clock at about 3 and some seconds as they're looking for a quick pass, quick connect. There it is, number 2.
Wow.
Drew Hill. So he breaks the 35, gets it down to about the 33.
Interesting. Going to have a late hit on Mount Vernon on the quarterback. Well, then Kelly got up and kneed the guy in the head. So you're going to have personal foul on Mount Vernon roughing the passer. It's going to be a first down, and Kelly got up and just flat kneed him. But nothing was called.
Interesting. That's not good.
I mean, you can see his head bob. I mean, it wasn't like it was an easy tap or an excuse me.
So the Rockets will host SHG next week.
That'll be a few people here now.
I would say. They travel to Taylorville down Route 29 on the 13th for Week 3. They'll have spring SHS on the 20th. As that is a personal foul on the Rams, so it'll be 1st and 10. As it should take it down to this 15. I can't see down that way, unfortunately.
No.
It'll be inside the red zone. Ball on about the 17-yard line. Split one to the right. That's Piper. They have 3 on the left. It is a pistol set here for the quarterback, Robbie Kelly, out of the shotgun. Tailback is Berberet. Maybe they'll go shotgun single back. They do. Looking for the left for a quick pass. Ooh, a nice trap there by Gibbons. Got it off of the ground on a shoestring grab, but it's going to be a loss of about 1. As the clock continues to roll here in the second quarter. So about 3:23 left to play in the first half. 19-6 your score. Ball on the 19. Ooh, and can't see at all what happened as that was up the left side and just outside the hash.
Looked like a run, like a couple-yard run maybe. And it's a tough C right now, that's for sure.
Second quarter action from Rochester. You're watching it on WMIXSports.com. You'll find easy access there to the Twitter at WMIX Sports, also on Facebook as well. Rams football is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking. And we will have a timeout for the Rams. It'll be 3rd and 10. Ball on the Rams 17 with a 19-6 deficit staring the Rams in the face, with about 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in this first half. So they'll take a drink of water. They'll talk it over. This timeout, of course, is presented by the Medicine Shop in Mount Vernon. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, proud to sponsor the Rams once again this year. Dr. Eric Black and staff support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season. Wish them the best at 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. We'll get you some updated scores in just a moment. Don't forget in our halftime show, we'll talk the Rams report and the MVTHS Minute. I'll also give you your halftime stats. It's all coming up ahead in your Second Chance Auto halftime show.
Well, they're ready to go. Never mind. Halftime. Have to wait.
Be 3rd and 10 for the Rockets. The ball will be on the 17-yard line. Marshall Call will be split to the right. He'll be on the slot with 1 split to the right outside. Fumbled, snap, quick on the tail, and maybe a strip. That'll be a dual effort by Grider and Williamson. The sack of quarterback
10.
Kelly.
Good play by Mount Vernon defense. Active. That's one thing I noticed about Mount Vernon here early in this season. Very, very active.
So it'll be a loss. And make it 4th and 21. They're going to go for it deep up the left sideline. Can the secondary get there to tip it away? And they were in the neighborhood on the pass intended. It would have been a touchdown if caught because he would have dove right into the end zone inside the pylon, intended for Gibbons. But looked like Miller Gray might have gotten a piece of it.
Great defensive coverage, front and back there. That ball was nowhere going to get thrown in that vicinity. Going to get caught, I should say. It was thrown there. And that way, good defense, and Mount Vernon gets a hold, which is what they definitely need at this point in this game.
Of course. The Rams appear to be a little tired, and if you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home, and Dick Sign of Woodlawn and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. So the Rams will start 1st and 10 in their own territory. The ball at the 28-yard line. Full of split ends and a double wing back set in motion. It'll be Grider. It's going to be a quick inside handoff. Looks like they found Hinken, who will get a gain of about 8 along the far hash.
Nice. Get that big offensive line has done such a good job going here, right here before half. Run them down the hill here, guys.
It's quite the run by Graham. Saw some time for Coach Shaner last year. An effective back, of course, as a sophomore, now a junior. Had a solid night thus far. The Rams trail 19-6, and this is going to be a QB keeper to try to pick up the first down, diving across the 40 for a gain of about 4.
Well, just keep the chains moving. Move right on in the half. Mount Vernon will have the ball to start the second half.
That's a good quarterback keeper by the junior QB, Dylan Reeves. 19-6 your score. Rockets on top. About a minute 36 left to play in the first half. Rams have a long way to go, but a short time to get there as they near midfield. 42-yard line in their own territory. You can hear the cowbell. Rocket fans on their feet. Decent group of Ram fans across the field. Hinken in motion. It's going to be a reverse to Fitz. Looking to go up the right side. Can he find the running room? Cuts back to the near side of midfield. Dives to about the 48.
Ooh, they marked him short. Right foot of the referee, the side judge coming in. He is short by the length of the football. Boy, what a tough mark that was.
Not a good one. Anyhow,
it's a road mark.
56 seconds to play in the first half. 19-6 ball game. 2nd and 1 for the Rams on a great run by Fitz. And now we'll see if it's going to be a jump or it's going to be lining up off sides. I can see that going either way.
That'll be on the Rams.
Given I saw a foot in front of the football, which I should not have seen.
Yep, happens.
I was like, hey, that's not a ball. That's a foot.
Ours. That's a foot. You got to line up, man.
That's a taped-up Nike.
Yeah.
Try to push the Rams back 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. About the 52nd mark of this first half. Rams are trailing 19-6. We hope you like the scoreboard on WMIXsports.com. One of the many new features of the broadcast. We had Coach Shaner on in the pregame show. Man in motion, and it'll be Reeves rolling to the right side, looking to keep it himself maybe. And he is going to be brought down shy of the 45-yard line. About the 44. Defense. Swain got him for a loss of 2, I think.
Yeah, that hurt. That pushed him back a little bit. Penalties again, Chris. You can't take those silly penalties. Those penalties are going to come back and haunt you in situations like this.
So now the 25-second mark. So the play clock and the game clock will be roughly even as it becomes 3rd and 6 for the Rams, shy of midfield, trailing 19-6 on a hot night in Rochester. Next week, it's a 6:30 pregame. The Rams travel to Mascouda to take on the Indians. That used to be a Week 1 matchup for the Rams way back when. Then they disappeared off of the schedule for a few years.
They're back. Well, for a bit. Who knows? Yes. Things change.
Yeah, I'd like to keep Mascouda on the schedule if possible. Won't be Week 2. Spotted on the right hash. Ball on the 45-yard line. 32 seconds to play. They put some more time on the clock. 17 on the game clock. Double wing back, double tight set for the Rams. It's going to be a handoff to the halfback. Looks like it's Grider for first down yardage up that right side. He shakes down to about midfield, maybe down to the 47, or was that Hinken? Hester and Hinken were in on that.
Yeah, Mount Vernon with another first down, charging the football.
We'll have your halftime stats coming up. We'll also have your inaugural Rams report and your very first MVTHS minute to keep you updated on all the goings-on at Mount Vernon Township High School, District 201. 1st and 10 here for the Rams in Rocket territory. The ball will be spotted on the 47-yard line. 19-6 your score. Rockets up by a pair of touchdowns. Power eye set for the Rams. It's going to be a handoff to your back man, and that is going to be up the right side, past the 45, down to about the 42. Is that Hester? That was Hester. Clock's got to be in single digits by now. Looks like it's 7-6. Cannot imagine that they're going to get a play off. And we have reached the half. 19-6, Rockets on top. We'll come back, tell you about what the Rams need to do to maybe come back and take this game on the road. Also give you the halftime stats. We will also check in with the MVTHS Minute with Tyler Barker and even your Rams report. We'll take that break. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Will. I want to thank Mount Vernon and the surrounding area for continuing to support us over the past 5 years. If you have never sat down with someone to go over your insurance program, let me invite you into our office. Let us show you what working with the industry leader, represented by a local agent, can do for you. I'm located just off 42nd Street. You can reach our office 24 hours a day at 242-1421 or on the web at TonyWilt.com. Thanks again, and go Rams.
Have you been by Second Chance Auto lately? The selection is amazing. Their lot is full of great-looking, dependable cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Family owned for the past 33 years, Second Chance Auto is the cure for summer new car fever. No one has a better selection of nice vehicles priced under $10,000. Almost all their vehicles come with a generous 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty. There are no dock fees, no shipping fees, no processing fees, and absolutely no gimmicks. Just honest deals at low price. Second Chance Auto, on 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Second Chance Auto.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
Get the car you want at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance has the largest selection of used vehicles priced under $10,000. No fancy sales or gimmicks, just honest deals and bank rate financing for all. Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. Continued proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Rams. We have reached the half in Rochester. 19-6 is your score with the defending 4A state champion Rockets on top. Rams had little offense. In fact, their lone offense was special teams. We'll tell you about that when we take a look at our halftime stats. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Jeff Crow with us on the camera here on WMIXsports.com as well as AM 940. Here on your Second Chance Auto halftime show, plenty to discuss, including that first half of action, but we also need to discuss the other athletics going on at Mount Vernon Township High School right now. From golf to tennis, from cross country to volleyball, soccer included. We will talk about it all. Tyler Barker will send it back to the studio. We'll have a check of that after the break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Complete. That's the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois with a full sports medicine clinic, state-of-the-art MRI, a spine care team that focuses on pain management, arthroscopy specialists offering total joint replacement, hand surgery, and complete rehabilitation services. Doctors Chow, Poole, Ahn, Kowalski, Freehill, and Smith stand ready to serve you today with offices in Mount Vernon and Centralia and satellite offices in Benton and Nashville. Find out more online at orthocenter-si.com.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professionals. Pekin Insurance.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
Welcome back to the Second Chance Auto halftime show. I'm Tyler Barker with your Rams report, taking a look at the rest of the Rams and Lady Rams athletics. Rams golf lost a Tuesday dual match to Mascoutah 164-184. Mount Vernon's Nick Meyer was the match medalist, shooting a 36. The Rams had a match yesterday at Salem, falling to the Wildcats 181-161. Off with Althoff on Tuesday. Rams soccer kicked off with a Metro Cup match yesterday, falling to Freeburg 3-0. Action at the Metro Cup continues today and tomorrow in Edwardsville. Lady Rams tennis opened the season with a 6-3 win over Carbondale. MV had single wins from Knox, Rainey, Jane, Cashel, Scott, and Hirsch, and a double win from Jane and Winkler. They travel to the Marion tourney tomorrow. Lady Rams volleyball served up a season-opening win in straight sets last night at Weber Township, winning 25-7, 25-8. They host West Frankfort on Thursday. Listen to the game on WMIX or watch on WMIXsports.com. Lady Rams golf opened up the season yesterday, taking third in a triangular with Althoff and Carbondale, while cross-country's starting line will be Wednesday at the Murfreesboro Invitational. That's your Rams report for this week, and this is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. New One Account is a high-interest earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balances. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, one will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 and learn about the details. One, exclusively a Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX mobile studios, driven by Ford Square. This is Mount Vernon Rams Football.
And we welcome you back, WMIX, WMIXSports.com, here at the half in Rochester. There it was, your inaugural Rams report. A progress check on all of the Rams athletics and Lady Rams athletics. Up to this point in the year, it was the first week for many, and of course it's the first game of the season here in Rochester, where the Rams trail the defending 4A state champ Rockets 19-6. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside, here to get you caught up on scores and stats in your Second Chance Auto halftime show. A little bit later on, we'll do the MVTHS Minute. That's when you'll get a quick check of the arts and academics going on in District 201 today. Don't forget, get the car you want at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance has the largest selection of used vehicles priced under $10,000 in one location. No fancy sales or gimmicks. Just honest deals and bank rate financing for all. Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. Continued proud supporter of the Mount Vernon Rams. Looks like we have scores up first. I'll take whatever you want to give me, though.
Let's go scores first. We'll talk about the South 7 first and teams that Mount Vernon is playing in the future. Altoff over Collinsville near the half, 17-6. O'Fallon beats Cahokia tonight, 40-12. Carbondale over Murphy in the half, 29-0. End of one, Salem leads Centralia 6-0. At the half, Granite City at home leads Marion 12-6. Mount Carmel, week 9 opponent for the Rams, leads Harrisburg at home at the end of one, 14-6. River to River teams, Carterville over Benton, 15-7, covering that much publicized 40-point spread. Not doing it, as in some .coms around the world. Massac County over Freeburg at the half, 13-2. AJ leads Frankfort near the end of the first half, 29-12. Waterloo over Heron, 14-3 at the half. Highland over DuQuoin, 38-0 at the half. Carlisle leads West Frankfort at the half, or Nashville, 18-14. Redbud and Pinckneyville surprisingly scoreless at the half. In the Black Diamond, Chester over Hamco, 38-6 at the half. Fairfield over CZR, 16-0 at the half. El Dorado over the Red Devils of SVWW, 28-0 at the half. And Carmi over Alvarado Trico, 33-0. That is at the half.
There you go. That's a look at your scoreboard here at the halftime in Rochester, where it's 19-6 Rockets. It's brought to you by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, see Tony in his office. Give him a call or find him on the web at TonyWilt.com, or do what I do. I look for that mobile business card, the white State Farm Jeep, around town. Stats now, or do you want to go MVTHS Minute then stats?
I got stats right now for you.
There we go.
Stats basically, first downs Rochester 10-8. Turnovers, Mount Vernon had 3, Rochester had 4. Penalties, a sloppy first half for both teams. 6 for the Rams for 42 yards, 2 for the Rockets for 15. Rushing went to Rochester, 127-88. Passing also to Rochester, 135-49. So your total yardage in this game, Rochester 262. Mount Vernon 137 gives you a halftime score of Rochester 19, Mount Vernon 6.
There you go, those stats here on your Second Chance Auto halftime show. What we're going to do is, in just a moment, we'll introduce to you the MVTHS Minute. Now, this isn't a sports report. We're not talking football or basketball or baseball or softball or golf or wrestling. Of course, we'll talk wrestling, of course, in our Rams reports coming up in the winter. But this MVTHS Minute, of course, we'll be talking about academics, arts, anything that when we work with the administrators of Mount Vernon Township High School, they tell us of what they feel should be showcased that may not be getting a lot of publicity. And so this is another brainchild of DC to my right. Of course, I'm Chris Hugo with Jeff Crow here as well in Rochester. Avery Barton, Quentin Lloyd back in our Mount Vernon studio. We're going to take a break, introduce you to the Mount Vernon Township High School Minute. And when we come back, we'll tell you what the Rams need to do in the second half to maybe steal this one away on the road at Rochester. It's 19-9 Rockets here at the half. We'll take a break and come back with the MVTHS Minute. This is Rams Football from WMIX Sports.
High school sports are back, and your source for scores is WMIXSports.com. Also, find archived local sports broadcasts, video highlights, casual sports headlines, and more right at your fingertips. Listen and watch live WMIX sports broadcasts from your desktop or any mobile device. Need to score? Want to see a sick dunk? Miss a game? Didn't get up in time for the Saturday sports show? That's right. It's all at WMIXSports.com. Another free service from Withers Broadcasting. WMIXSports.com. At Banterra, we understand that banking is a relationship. It's a friendly face that knows your name, understands your needs, and supports your goals. Banterra offers a complete range of personal and business banking products with competitive rates and loans that range from small projects to multi-million-dollar opportunities. We offer conveniences such as online banking, mobile banking, and direct deposit. For a strong community bank with exceptional customer service, Banterra is a smart choice for your banking needs. Banterra Bank, a proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's a look at your very first MDTHS Minute. I'm Tyler Barker for WMIX Sports. School is freshly underway at Mount Vernon Township High School, but Project Lead the Way is already off to a fast start. Project Lead the Way is a learning curriculum of rigorous and innovative science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education used in middle schools and high schools across the nation. Engineering students James Campese and Rams footballer Jacob Williamson hold engineering positions at National Railway in Mount Vernon. They design parts and then oversee their production. Through the cooperative education program, Campese and Williamson both attend classes in the morning and then work part-time for National Railway in the afternoon. That's your very first MDTHS Minute, where WMIX Sports explores the best in arts and academics at Mount Vernon High School. Stay tuned for next week's installment. We'll take a quick break on your Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. This is Rams Football from WMIX Sports.
I'm Edie Robin Stadium Towers. Look at your next rad weather. It's going to be a warm, humid night with a spotty shower with thunderstorm, a low about 70. Quite hot, humid tomorrow with some sunshine. Shower thunderstorm in the area into the evening, high about 96. Late tomorrow night, partly cloudy, should be a low 58. Sunday, hot, humid, about sunshine, and afternoon thunderstorm in parts of the area, high about 92. And then Labor Day cooler and less humid, mostly sunny, high 84. Next round, Southern from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Broadcasting live from the WMIX mobile studios, driven by King City Chrysler. This is Mount Vernon Rams Football.
And we welcome you back, WMIX and WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside here at the half. As the Mount Vernon Rams and Rochester Rockets, well, have a 19-6 score in front of us here at halftime. Rockets have pretty well, you don't want to say dominated on all sides of the ball here on a chilly night in Rochester. We wish anyway.
Yeah.
But on a hot, muggy night, a 19-6 score. It's been the Rams offense that has tried if they will, but it took the special teams to get on the scoreboard with a 95-yard return by Braden Fitzgerald.
Mount Vernon has moved the football, but it's been moving between the 20s. And I thought during the first half, two things that stood out to me from last year to this year's version of the Rams was, number one, the offensive line. When they can get after, they can move some people around. They are trying to move some people around here. They're probably all-state quality in 3 or 4 positions up front for Rochester, doing a very good job. You're just not going to see that quality week in and week out on Mount Vernon's schedule. 2, for me, is the defense. I think the defense does a much better job this year already so far, crowding the football, getting after the football. When one guy, there's lots of white shirts when somebody gets the football. I think Mount Vernon's done a very good job. Now, the key at the half, you've already accomplished more than what you did last year. Last year at this time, it was running clock on the way. You're down 2 touchdowns. I think in the locker room now for Mount Vernon, what Jared Shaner and staff have to point out to them is, okay, guys, we drove all the way up here. Do you want to be happy? 2 touchdown deficit at half and be happy and get beat and blown out in the second half? Or do you want to come out and get greedy and try to take over this last 24 minutes and maybe try to slow an upset here and sneak out here with a victory? That's something that this coaching staff needs to get to these guys on this hot, tired night.
Well, on a hot, tired night indeed. And, of course, we have about 2 minutes to go on the halftime break and then another 3 minutes on the extended halftime, it appears, at Rochester as some of the Rockets make their way back on the field. And we took a look at your scores a moment ago. We will remind you this is your Second Chance Auto halftime show, where, of course, at Second Chance Auto, you'll find the largest selection of used vehicles priced at $10,000 in one location. No fancy sales or gimmicks, just honest deals and bank rate financing for all. Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon, continued proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. So glad you could be with us tonight. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside Jeff Crow with us, bringing you the video footage at WMIXSports.com. We'll try to get you some highlights this week. We'll get you a video archive after the season. We're not going to post our video archives after each game as we would typically for basketball. But we will post our video after the season and give you an audio archive up until that point. So we'll have that up on Tuesday after the Labor Day holiday as well. We hope you appreciate that and understand why we would do that. to try to help out Rams Athletics the best that we can. And, of course, it's going to be a busy season, a tough season for the Mount Vernon Rams in terms of strength of schedule. Traveling to Mascoutah next week. It'll be a 6:30 pregame all season long here on WMIX. Week 3, they have their home opener against the Triad Knights. Week 4, they travel to Lindenwood University to take on the Althoff Crusaders, the 2A runners-up from a year ago. And then in Week 5, it'll be back home against the Marion Wildcats. Week 6, it's back home against the Carbondale Terriers. Week 7 is on the road at the Cahokia Comanches. Week 8 is on the road at Centralia at Evers Field, where they've been given a 1-year reprieve on their facilities. So they'll be able to use all of them. Week 9, welcome to Mount Carmel Golden Aces.
Yeah. Hemingway. I've been referred to as Hemingway.
Nice.
The old man in the sea, I guess.
No Tennessee Williams cat on a hot tin roof or anything like that.
Not at all.
I'd hate to be a cat on the roof here. Wow. Hot night in Rochester.
The moon out right now. It's
no
hot.
kidding. 19-6 is your score at the break here on the halftime show. Brought to you by Second Chance Auto. Rams Athletics, as always, is presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland, while your video stream and your audio streaming are presented by Red Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu to see how you can save thousands of dollars on your collegiate education. Tell you about more of our sponsors in the second half here coming up. It is the bottom of the hour here in Rochester. We need to pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
On your desktop or mobile device at WMIXsports.com. Your radio home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting.
And there you have it. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, Jeff Crow with us. Quentin Lloyd back to the studio. I assume Avery Barton's still there. Glad to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying the new scoreboard on WMIXsports.com. We've made some, we've tinkered with the video somewhat in the offseason. They will come out and warm up for a few minutes here, get some conditioning in, and it is a hot night in Rochester. Certainly no doubt about that. It's muggy, and we'll see if that plays into the conditioning of both teams here in the second half.
I don't care who you are, you're going to play in the conditioning tonight. Two well-physiqued and trained people like you and I are, it's bothering us here tonight.
You more than me. You walked that golf course, my friend.
I know, I did.
That sultry summer weather.
I walked that golf course all the way through in the last couple of weeks. It's been a lot different on that golf course.
I would totally agree to that.
Interesting stuff. Fairfield over CZR 24-0 in the third quarter. You know, Granite City leading Marion 12-6. Mattoon leads Triad 22-21 at the half. That's an interesting score for week 3. Haven't heard anything on Mascoutah. Still waiting on that. They may be waiting for the heat to get over with. So, interesting. I've never known DuQuoin to get beat 38-0 to start a year. That's a first. Highland, of course, well talented in a 5A level. They have got some kids. That team looks like a team that could make a deep run in Class 5A. And then you got the South 7 Conference tonight. Marion's getting beat. Mount Vernon's getting beat. Centralia's getting beat. Althoff leads Collinsville. Cahokia got beat. And then you got Carbondale, who's shelling Jackson County rivals Murphy on the road 29-0. So, I mean, interesting South 7 scores tonight. Interesting Black Diamond blowouts. I mean, all the 4 games tonight are lopsided, as they sometimes are in that conference during the year. And then the river to river, some close games, exception to that DuQuoin Highland. I'm impressed Carlisle-Nashville 18-14.5 with Carlisle leading. That tells me how good Carlisle is right now. As Nashville maybe a year away as far as youth goes for the Hornets.
Well, yeah, I mean, a name that you continue to hear out of Washington County is Royce Newman, the freshman from last year, who excelled on the basketball floor, and many hoping to make a fuller name of himself as a sophomore this year on the gridiron. And so maybe Tim Kuhn's Hornets are just a year away, but still like what they have coming up there in Washington County. And you take a look at some of the other teams in the region that maybe a year away. Mount Carmel's a team that's actually drawing some love in the 3A state rankings from the Associated Press. Rochester back in the state rankings in Class 4A by the AP. Sacred Heart Griffin, of course, is back in the 5A rankings. But you take a look at Rochester, and they kind of have that label, the 3-time defending state champions, Danny, that in the sense of to be the man, you've got to beat the man, and they're the man until somebody knocks them off.
They're still the man until somebody beats them right now. It's a different Rochester team. I mean, you know, I've watched the Rochester teams the last 3 years, much like everybody else has, and it's not that same pop, if you know what I mean, that same bang, quick hit you. I think the offense at this stage with the youth they return and not a lot of experience is kind of a step behind what they have been the last 3 years. And I think as the season goes on, they're going to have to season quickly. Obviously, next week with SHG coming across to Sangamon County, they're going to have to get after it quickly, but season it up a little bit. I think their offense is a step behind, but their defense is pretty nice right now.
Nice indeed. As we're about to start the second half, it'll be brought to you by Community First Bank. Your community, your choice, your bank. With 5 locations and friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs, Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. 19-6 as we start the third quarter from Rochester. Where it'll be Ram football to open it up. We'll put a fresh 12 on the clock. Fitzsimmons to kick. It'll be Fitzgerald's the deep man on the right side at about the 15. Kick is going to come in over into the left. And that will bounce. I'm assuming out of bounds.
Yep.
Can't see it.
Out of bounds. Penalty Rochester. That'll be 5 yards. Mount Vernon will get to start this on the 30. Actually 40. Sorry about that. Not the NFL.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, who need a score here, trailing 19-6 as we open up the second half. We can hear the officials over the microphone.
Sparta over Dupo, 32-14 at the half. They can score some points, did last year, but can they take care of things defensively? They got bit in a run last year in week 2.
Well, and that's a Dupo team with a new head coach after some recent struggles. Tim Nelson, who took Alton Marquette to the playoffs multiple times. I believe coached under Rick Johns at Hardin Calhoun when they made their state title runs. That or played for, one or the other. So they'll kick from the 35-yard line.
Duke Coyne down 44-0. They've given up 479 yards total offense in that game.
Fitzsimmons wears number 31 for the Rockets. They lead 19-6 as we start this second half. The Rams will possibly have it 1st and 10 if they don't score again. This one's not going to be kicked to Fitzgerald. I don't know why you would. As this one, they will let it bounce out of bounds again as it crosses out at about the 24 on the far sideline.
This is what gives coaches gray hairs when kickers do silly things like this. You want to grab that kicker and just say, dude, you've got all these yards to kick this sucker in. Let's go.
So
back 5 more.
We'll do it again.
Man, why, if you had 3 kicks to start second half in the betting pool, you win. Port to the press box. As now Rochester will kick from their own 30. And they've tried to angle a kick. They've tried to pooch kick. They both went out of bounds. Get that Pro V out there and see if you can stick it in this deep Bermuda or deep grass out here. Actually, Kentucky bluegrass.
Beautiful
open
facility.
rough. Wouldn't want to hit a golf ball out of it, though.
Nice track. Appears to be 8 lanes. They did it right. As this is going to be off of the ground. It's going to bounce up. Go back to the 30 on the hop. It'll be DeMontez Miller-Gray. Trying to get to the far sideline. Makes a cut inside the far hash. Doesn't quite get back to the 40, but about the 38 where the Rams will take it 1st and 10. With 11:52 to play in this third quarter. 19-6 is your score. The Rockets with the lead.
This is an opportunity with the field position for Mount Vernon to really dominate, to take the ball down the field and score. If you get a touchdown here, get some points, how sweet would that be heading in this second half as you march along? Just don't turn it over.
See what the Rams are able to come up with here. First man to the line, of course, would be the center, Tyler Bradley. Kind of a wing back off to the left in this double wing back set, double tight for the Rams. Reeves, the quarterback under center. Looks like Hinken is your tailback. Near side will be Fitzgerald's in motion. Double handoff.
Nice.
Nice, as it'll be
Buck
Miller-Gray.
trap is what they call that. Double handoff in the middle.
DeMontez gets to about the 44-yard line.
I mean, just a nice. Mount Vernon runners do a good job not only carrying out fakes when they don't have the football, because sometimes you can be selfish and say, nah, I'm not working that hard. But they do a good job of doing that, and that throws that defense completely off.
So it cuts it in half. 2nd and 5 for the Rams at the 44-yard line. Between the hashes of where the spot is. They're going to go Xavier Tyus, split to the left, split to the right. It will be Doug Gardner. Double wing backs. It'll be off to the left with Fitz in motion. It's going to be a sweep to Fitz up the right side. Gets to the 45. Managed to stay on his feet for a moment as he stumbles to about the 47.
It's a bevy of backs, and I think that's the important thing is this Mount Vernon team has so many options at running back, guys won't get tired. You'll keep running in fresh legs out there throughout this season, and I think Jared Shaner's got some options with sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Conditioning has been a strength of the Rams since Jared Shaner's arrival in the King City back in 2011. Will that conditioning pay off on a hot night in Rochester? 3rd and 2 from their own 47-yard line, 19-6 Rockets. 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Reeves, the quarterback, under center. Fitz in motion. The handoff on a sweep up the right side. Fitz is stopped back behind the 45-yard line. A loss of 3 will bring up 4th and 5.
I'll tell you what, Rochester's defensive line got down and lower under the offensive line for Mount Vernon and pushed them back. Great defense there by Rochester on the defensive line. Pushed Mount Vernon back.
And there you go. 4th and 4 as the quarterback, Dylan Reeves, looks to be in a punt formation. You never know. He will stand at about the 31-yard line. We'll see what they're going to do. And it's going to be a snap to Fitz. There's a flag on the play. A quick throw. Intended for Doug Gardner. Almost picked off. Surprise double coverage there from the deep man coming back to safety.
Yeah, deep man coming back. Covered up very nicely.
It's good
and
defense.
Mount Vernon will turn it over.
Because there was a flag on the play, and I thought it was going to be against the Rams, though I did not see the penalty.
Now let's see what we have here. As a legal formation on Mount Vernon, that, of course, declined that penalty. Mount Vernon will be allowed for the opportunity to punt, I would think. Actually, turn it over on downs, I should say.
Nice. 9 minutes and 47 seconds left. Here in the third quarter on the turnover on downs. It's 19-6, Rochester on top, opening things up at home this year. They will welcome SHG next week.
Yeah, that 50-50 pool will be pretty big here that night.
I would hope so. So out of Piper split to the right side. Gibbons is on the left with a man call in the slot. Kelly looking to the right side of the pass. Has Piper wide open at the 20. He can't come up with it. Fits in on the play, but I think it was more of a stumble by Piper.
The gloves off. Driving me bonkers. Here's an interesting score for next week. Kind of surprising. Muscuda only up on Central, Bree Central, 10-0 at the half. That's an interesting little nugget.
Kind of the feeling on Central was maybe not the Central of years past, but should still be Central.
Yeah, but Muscuda's gotten a lot of ink.
So what we keep hearing is this going to be an inside handoff to Berberay. He doesn't quite get to the 45-yard line. Stuffed at about the 44, maybe for a loss of a yard to bring up 3rd and 11.
Well, that was good defense. Berberay thought he had more time. A good pursuit from the backside by the Rams defense.
9:22 to play here in the third quarter. 19-6, Rochester on top. Piper on the right and the left slot this time call. Split to the left. It'll be, I believe that's Bivens. Out of the shotgun, Berberay. Not going to get the handoff. It's a tip pass, and a good job there by the Rams to tip it up. In the vicinity, I believe I saw Jacob Williamson, along with Cody O'Neill and Trevor Schubert.
And Rochester will have to punt. Good stop by Mount Vernon. Again, you sit here and you watch this. There's still 9+ minutes left in this third quarter, and Mount Vernon's hanging around. They're not going anywhere right now.
So here comes the punt formation. Back to return. It's Doug Gardner. Is he going to try to pick it up off the hop? He will at about the 10. And he could have pretty well gone in multiple ways with that. It wasn't going to bounce anywhere. And so he decided to pick it up, see if he can get a couple yards out of it at least instead of it bouncing further.
And that's fine. He had to catch that one because it was outside the 10-yard line, as the punt returners are instructed to do. Made the catch, didn't fumble it, got it out a little bit, done. So now Mount Vernon is a little deeper in their own territory. Going to have to go a longer way now if they want to get a score here.
So the Rams will huddle on about the 5. First man to break, of course, is Mr. Tyler Bradley, the center, 6'3", 230, the senior. Back for another year. Reeves will be the quarterback under Bradley. Double wing back set. They'll split the ends. Tyus on the left. It'll be Doug Gardner to the right. Reeves under center. The line ready to go. Fitz in motion. It's going to be an instant. No, it's not. It's going to be a quick pitch to the out. As Fitz will come around, maybe gain a yard on the play. It's a little bit of a delay there from the quarterback on the option.
Yep.
Good job by Reeves.
Late pitch going to the wide side of the field that time. Tried to stretch the defense out a little bit. Nice yardage, just 2 yards. But again, move that yard, move the clock.
Eek. Not looking good, is it, for our friends?
No, our friends to the north that we like to attend playoff games at. No, it is not. As Modern Day is up on Effingham 28-9. As we kid and jest, we like going to Effingham for playoff games on a Friday night.
Yes, we do. We'll see if that happens in the future. Reeves under center there, split left and right. It's going to be a handoff coming up the off tackle. It looked like off that far hash out of my visual range.
Fullback dive that time by Mount Vernon. If there's any doubt, Carbondale's up 36-0. Maybe somebody was right last week. I don't want to admit it to him, but I think somebody might be right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. Well, he can be right since he helped us out today. 7:50 to play in the third. 19-6 Rockets on top. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Rams. Ball on their own 18. Reeves under center with a man in motion, and there was the pointing, but no flag. That man in motion heads to the left slide. It's Miller Gray. Handoff will come inside, not going anywhere.
Nope, got a yard, and that was it. Nothing up the middle for Mount Vernon at all.
Reeves took it himself and didn't get anything. That'll bring up 4th and about 5 or 6 for the Rams as we drop below the 7:20 mark here in the third quarter. Rams football is powered by Community First Bank with 5 locations in Mount Vernon, Dixon, and Woodlawn. Community First Bank, proud to be the official voice of Rams athletics. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. How about that one checking account? There's some amazement and astonishment to the benefits of that. Reeves back to punt. Had to go with a high arc. A lot of hang time here and not much depth. And he'll take a Rochester bounce back from about 45 to the 43, where it'll be down by Jacob Williamson. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rockets in Ram territory.
You give them the short field now, Chris, and that's a problem. Because now you know they're licking their chops, and this might be a drive here that could really not pay dividends for Mount Vernon if Rochester marches down and scores here on this short field.
19-6 your score. Rockets on top. If you're watching at WMIXsports.com, you see the aforementioned scoreboard. Finally added that this year. Added the Rams report at the half. Added the MVTHS minute at the half. It'll be the pistol, the quarterback Kelly with Berber Ray behind. Looking for the quick connect to call in the backfield. Looking to go up the left side. He gets it into first down yardage. Past the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 16.
That's the first down of the half for either team, and there's still 6 minutes to go in the third.
Ooh, Shrine Bowl.
6-6 at the half.
Told that's kind of a sloppy game.
Well, hot. Rivals, I would imagine.
Swampy night in Marion County. Hopefully you picked that reference up. Of course, Marion County named after the Swamp Fox, Francis Marion. That's your history lesson for the night. 1st and 10 for the Rockets. They lead 19-6. The ball, of course, on the Ram 27, threatening already in the second half. 6:44 to play in the quarter. Berberet, the handoff, goes right up the gut, gets about halfway to the first down. So possibly a gain of 5, depending upon the spot of the football, and it'll be 2nd down.
Big time.
Out of the pistol formation, and the whistle will blow the play dead before it gets off the ground. We have a timeout, Mount Vernon. So a timeout for the Rams. It'll be presented by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy. Proud to sponsor the Rams once again in 2013 and 14. Dr. Eric Black and staff support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season, the Rams and the Lady Rams. As they'll take you through the timeouts of basketball and baseball and softball as well. Of course, it'll be a visit to the mound/circle when that comes around. Any other updates?
29-12 Frankfurt. AJ up on Frankfurt at the half. Highland up 44-0 on DuQuoin. Pinckneyville and Red Bud are tied at 6 in the third quarter in a shocker. A lot of people thought Pinckneyville would come out and dominate that one. Fairfield over CZR 31-0. Chester over Hemco 38-6. Carmi over LET 47-0 at the half. And Mascoutah leads Central 10-0 in the third at the half. So interesting scores on this hot evening. Fairfield now up 31-6.
Score updates are presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, find Tony in his office. Give him a call. Look for him on the web at TonyWilt.com or look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. Tony Wilt and State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Awesome. Always taking care of us.
That guy takes care of us, boys.
Oh, yeah. He's a friend of many. Kelly, the quarterback, looks to complete it in the flat. That looks like that is going to be number 2, Drew Hill, coming up the near sideline. Pushed out of bounds. About the 12 or 13. Thank you, my man.
Thank you. No kidding.
JR.
That is awesome.
Phenomenal athletic director up here in Rochester. Used to be the famed coach of the Pana Lady Panthers. Now coaches girls basketball up here as well in his AD duties. Burberry, the inside handoff, going to get to about the 10.
Hard running by Burberry that time. Very impressive.
What'd you say, about an 8-yard gain?
Yep, about an 8.
It was on the first down, so it'll be second and short. Hand off to Burberry again. He's shy of the end zone on a touchdown-saving tackle by, I think, Andrew Heiner. Sorry, I took a water time out of my own.
We'll see what happens here. Got to the 1, and then Burberry was tackled, as you mentioned, and now we'll see what the penalty is from the referee. Oh.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, you'll decline that, and you'll move on.
So illegal substitution on the defense, because I'm sure you probably did not hear that over the airwaves. You've heard it on WMIXsports.com with our video stream, however. And this is going to be another inside handoff. Burberry found a seam right up the gut. The defense parted. And it's going to be 25-6 Rockets here in the third.
Now that's a 1-yard run for Burberry, his third of the night, as Rochester extends the lead now. Here with 5:43 to go in the third quarter.
So they were going to go for 2, and there was a pass intended in the left corner for Bivens. It falls incomplete. So it'll remain 25-6 here in the third quarter. 5:43 to play in the quarter. And the Rockets, you don't want to say reloaded because it's tough to win one state championship, let alone 3 in a row. But you have to remember, a team that's even average in the CSA, it's going to be pretty salty.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you look at as the kickers. Now, we've had 4 missed extra points tonight, give or take on the 2-point conversions as well, obviously. But just not very good special teams here by anybody in this game. Yep, it is warm. This press box is a sauna.
Of course, when you're looking for screen-printed T-shirts, hoodies, hats, or bags, seek out Winning Edge online at winningedgeusa.com. Serving Jefferson County and Southern Illinois. That's Winning Edge in Centralia.
Marion has jumped out on top 13-12 in the third quarter.
Wow, playing at Granite.
Yep, playing up at Granite City. That's a big game for them. Glenwood leads Taylorville, Mount Vernon's opponent next year, week 1, 20-0 in the third. That would be Chatham Glenwood. Harrisburg trailing Mount Carmel 26-12 in the third. Wow.
Of course, the Rochester Rockets, who played in the Central State 8 Conference, it'll expand to 10 teams next year. I believe used to be in the Corn Belt once upon a time.
Long a time ago.
That's also a very good football conference. 25-6 your score.
Well, this is man-up time for Mount Vernon. You're down 19. Man up and see what you can do here.
They're going to get kickoff toward Fitz on that far side. He's at the 10, out of the 15 to the 20 along the far hash. Looking to make some hay again. He's at the 40. Going to have a man left to beat at midfield. Looking to cut back the near side at the hash. Hay is still on his feet at the 40, down to the 35, 30. Breaks the tackle to 25. He's at the 20, the 15. Brought down finally outside the near hash at about the 12.
What an improvement in special teams. The wedge was set. They sealed Rochester off to the Mount Vernon side of the field. Fitz had to get away from the kicker and 2 defenders who had gotten back at about midfield. Made it cut back, switched the ball right hand to left hand, and got down to the Rochester 14-yard line. And Braden Fitzgerald's again in the middle of everything for Mount Vernon on special teams.
What about a 76-yard run?
Started to run out of gas a little bit toward the end. He's played a lot of minutes here tonight.
It's remarkable he was able to stay on his feet that long.
I was amazed. the condition and shape he's in.
Well, there comes a point where you have to be careful as a broadcaster because you want to start watching and stop calling. Double tight. Here for the Rams. It'll be a handoff to Fitz going off tackle up the right. Got inside the hash on the near side.
About 2 yards.
I'd say he got to about the 12, which is where I thought he was initially.
You know, pound and ground a little bit here. Wear them down a little bit. Get a touchdown and get back into this one. Show them you're not just going to roll over.
Video streaming on WMIXsports.com is powered by Red Lake College, where they can save you thousands on your college education. See how and apply online at rlc.edu. Center. Tyler Bradley, the first man to the line of scrimmage. Rest of the line to follow. Offset power I. Quick pitch to the right side for Fitz out of the backfield. He falls trapped to the line, and the linebackers of the Rochester Rockets.
Outnumbered right there. Rochester shifted right before the snap to their left defensively and outnumbered the black-hatted Mount Vernon Rams as they hit that side with blockers. That was simply a numbers game. Rochester won on that right side of the line.
And with about 4:34 to go in the third quarter, it is a 25-6 ball game. The Rockets by 19. It'll be 3rd and 14 for the Rams. The ball on the Rocket 18. Still in the red zone after that loss. Ball spotted on the far hash. They're going to keep one in the backfield. That'll be Hink. And now they're going to use Fitz in motion as a wingback. Reeves looking to pass, going to have to roll the left side. There's Swain giving chase. He's able to dump it off. Fitz can't come up with it. Ooh. Swain and number 45, Dylan Hanlon, applied so much pressure to Reeves as he was flushed out. And his pass falls incomplete. So it'll be 4th and 14.
Linebacker blitz that time for Rochester, and Mount Vernon couldn't do anything with it. Outnumbered again. Rochester getting a little bit more aggressive defensively, starting to send a guy or two at a time.
So some personnel changes, obviously, for the Rockets. As the Rams are going to go for it here, and why wouldn't they? Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX. Jeff Crow with us as well for WMIXsports.com. Avery Barton, Quentin Lloyd back in the studio. Offset I. Reeves is rolling to his right to pass. Going to have to find somebody on that sideline. The pass will be tipped away. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs, the 5th one for Mount Vernon. Threw in, nothing there. Covered well. And again, Chris, you notice also, too, that Mount Vernon got down to the 14, and Rochester's defense seemed to get a lot more aggressive there in that part of the field. That was impressive defense by the guys in the orange hats for Rochester.
Well, there's a reason they are back-to-back state champions. Kelly out of the pistol. Burberry the handoff across the 20 between the hashes for a gain of about 3 down to the 21. If they give them the spot I would give.
Well, and the thing for Rochester is, this is a close game for them, 19 points. It's 3 touchdowns. And, the interesting to see if they can run the football. They're going to keep going to spread. Offensively speaking, passing tonight hasn't been what we've seen out of Rochester in the last 3 years. Oh.
Yeah, that's high snap.
There you go. We'll take that.
Kelly falls on the snap, and it looked like that was going to be down by Greider. So that'll be a big loss for the Rockets, and it'll bring up 3rd and long. The ball will be at about the 13, so a loss of about 8, and a player down for the Rockets. And, of course, when you have heat like this, you're going to have issues like that.
Yeah, you're going to have cramping going on. And the thing about it is you can't drink a bunch of stuff today and expect to get by with it. This is one of those deals that football players, as much as they've been practicing in the heat this week, they have probably had to take in double the intake of liquids they've had all week. You've got to start on Monday, Tuesday, Sunday to get yourself ready, not only for tonight's game, but to get yourself and stay hydrated for the week for practice and for games.
Of course, they will tend the Rocket down on the field. We will tell you this break in the action is powered by the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Mount Vernon. See Dr. Eric Black and his staff at 2339 Broadway. Also, TMS Mobility and Rehab. 3:11 left to go in the third quarter. It's 25-6. The Rochester Rockets lead the Mount Vernon Rams.
Altoff leads Collinsville 17-6 at the end of 3.
Ooh.
So Mascuta's winning, Triad's not. Altoff's winning. Marion's winning, Carbondale's winning, Coquia lost, Centralia lost, losing, Mount Carmel winning. There's your 9 opponents.
Now the shotgun empty backfield for the quarterback. Kelly's looking deep down the field. If Berberay can get away, no, it'll be tipped away by Xavier Tyus of the Rams.
Great play by Xavier Tyus for the Rams. Got back there in coverage and was able to knock down that pass. That ball had first down, touchdown written all over it. He had good pursuit to get back and make the play defensively. What a nice play that was.
You can see Berberay glide between the hashes, sneak back behind the coverage, and Tyus comes up with a big play there. Be 4th and 16 now for the Rockets. Emptying out that backfield for the substitution. We'll see. I would not be surprised by either option, and we'll have a flag.
And Rochester jumped off sides. 5-yard penalty for the Rockets. That's 15 yards of penalties here in the half for the Rockets. Of course, 2 of them are on the kickoff start to half. This is interesting, Chris. 4th and 16, and they're lined up to go for it, although I think it's a pooch kick opportunity.
Doug Gardner taking no chances. He'll be the man back for the Rams on about the Rocket 41 near the far hash. So they will send Symbol back as a fullback. Here comes your pooch kick. It's going to be high to Gardner at about. Oh, no. Gardner muffed the punt return. Quick contact there. That might be a time to try for the fair catch and not worry about advancing the football, but it looks like the Rams were able to pounce on it. And they will have it at about the 38-yard line in Rocket territory with about 2:56 left to go in the third quarter. It's 25-6 Rockets. With 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts, Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. They are the official voice of Rams Athletics here on WMIX. Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well. We'll have a scoreboard tonight on WMIXSports.com at some point. It's going to be a long drive back to the King City. First play from scrimmage in this series. And it's going to be a run for a gain of about 1 up the middle. So no gainer whatsoever. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams. We'll drop below the 2:19 mark here in the third quarter. 25-6 your score. Rams' only offense has come on a 95-yard kick return by sophomore Braden Fitzgerald.
I'm stymied.
Uh-oh. Twitter?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I got to sit for a little bit. I'm in timeout. I've tweeted a lot too much.
Split left and right, double wing back set for the Rams. Ooh, good job there by Reeves. The handoff will come to Graham Hinkin. Runs up the far hash to about the 35-yard line. And he'll advance to about the 33. So a nice gain there for the Rams. Brings up 3rd and about 6. Need to make something happen here as we're below the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Dancing with that 1-minute mark. 25-6 score with the 3-time defending 4A state champs on top, the Rochester Rockets. Here on the road in Sangamon County, just outside of Springfield to the east. Rams are ready to pounce with the tailback offset eye, and they're not going to get much out of this one. No. A tackle from behind. Good backup on the play there by David Gunter. And it's going to be 4th down for the Rams. Ball carrier, I believe to have been, I thought, Hester.
And that there was tough. Just plain old defense there by Rochester stuffing Mount Vernon. DuQuoin has lost 44-0, and Chester leads Hamco 46-6 in a running clock situation. Those 2 games will get done pretty quickly.
Offset eye for the Rams. Henkin, Hester, and Miller Gray. The quarterback Reeves under center, double tight. Reeves is rolling out to the left side to pass on 4th down, trying to find his man. It'll be too high for Gardner. Had to throw over the secondary, and a nice defense on the play from Brock Busher. And it falls incomplete. Turnover on downs for the Rams at the 45-second mark of this third quarter, trailing by 19. It's 25-6 Rockets. Whoops.
Yes, I am in Twitter timeout. You better believe it, at Jake, at Gines. Yes,
nice.
We are currently in Twitter timeout. Don't know why.
Which Giants? Jake or Zach?
Yes. Jake Gines.
Nice. Future Ram, if not already. I lose track of people rather easily. This is going to be a carry to about the 40.
Bethalto beat Newton 40-7.
Should be at least a freshman. Trying to think. Sometimes it's better if I don't.
Tweet us. Let us know.
Yeah, remind me.
Yeah.
I try. Not always easy. I don't write stuff down like I should. Out of shotgun this time. Looking to the left side. Deep man. It's going to be a tough play for Miller Gray in the secondary, but just out of the reach of Bivens up that left sideline. The pass fell incomplete at about the 35-yard line. Glad to have you with us on WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Another free service is the video online at WMIXsports.com. We do have a mobile audio feed as well. Should you maybe be in a 1X area, it'll be able to work for you in there. Those are unfortunate.
Not many of those areas left, though, around the place.
Thankfully. See, pistol set for the Rockets. Kelly, the quarterback, Burberry, the tailback. Fullback, of course, is David Gunter. Right slot, split left and right. And that's going to be a quarterback keeper. Kelly gets first down yardage between the hashes, but brought down at about the 49-yard line by Alando Watson. Big tackle there, keeps it in Rocket territory, but a gain of about 10 will make it 1st and 10 for the Rockets with 12 seconds left to go. Clock will stop as the chains move. So 10 seconds of the quarter. Here comes a handoff to Burberry. He has a gain of about 9. He'll take the extra leap. Brought down by a pair of Ram tacklers. Gets to about the 41-yard line in Ram territory. So with about 2 seconds, Rochester going to try to get another play off here. As the clock stopped with the chains. Here we go. No time left on the clock. Kelly's going to roll to the left side, try to make something happen. He breaks to the outside, gets past the 35, down to the 30. Steps out of bounds at about the, about the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Rockets when we come back after 3 quarters. Rochester 25, Mount Vernon 6. This is Rams football powered by Committee First Bank.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet in Mount Vernon. We don't care where you purchase the car. We would like to do your service work. They can pull their car right in the shop, get out, and go into a climate-controlled environment. Our customers really do enjoy that. Our customers are very important to us, and we strive very hard to make the buying experience and the service experience second to none. I know a lot of dealers say that in their advertising, but we live it. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new One Account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. This is Rams Football from WMIX Sports.
WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by King City Chrysler Center. Tent event going on until tomorrow. Get by and see them at 1603 Broadway. Don't forget about Express Lane, fast oil changes, and more. No appointment necessary at King City Chrysler. We start the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for the Rockets. They lead 25-6 over the Rams. Here on WMIX, it'll be 1st and 10 on the Ram 28-yard line. Rochester ran a first down play at the end of the 3rd quarter. They got the snap off in time. Symbol, the halfback, fullback, of course. Won't matter because it's going to be a throw to the left side. Pass complete to Drew Hill. Gets inside the 25 to about the 24. Good tackle by Green for the Rams.
Yeah. It is. It's bear down time here. You're going to find out here a little bit in this quarter who you got in the trenches, and times aren't very good for Mount Vernon because they're trailing here by 19.
25-6 your score. Rockets on top. It'll be on the 23-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 5. Sam Bell, the handoff. He breaks the tackles. He heads to the right. Got outside the tashes. Now headed for the far corner of the end zone. Touchdown. And the Rockets take a 31-6 lead here in the 4th. About a run, 23-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and you can tell that Mount Vernon's tired right now. And right now they can't get a lot going. And again, being down like they are, it's a struggle to get yourself up into this.
Fitzsimmons on for the point after attempt to try to make it 32-6 here with about 11:31 to play in the fourth. Here comes a kick. Looks like it's good this time.
Yeah. 32-6 now in Rochester again. And again, you don't want to do it, moral victories and you're losing and this thing and another. You want to try to get something done. I think this is where you find out who your Warriors are as far as this goes in this last 11-21. As Coach Chainer and staff will be evaluating the film, you got to find out who's going to go to battle with you, whether it's good times or bad times for Mount Vernon.
Royce will talk to Jared Chainer on the Saturday Sports Show tomorrow. It'll be after the 8 o'clock news right here on AM 940. Online at WMIXsports.com. We'll also talk with Johnny Hollis of the Red Devils from Cecil-Lear, Waltonville, Woodlawn. Kenton Williams of University of Tennessee basketball stopped by. He's having a fundraiser in September to benefit Relay for Life.
All right, we got somebody begging for a shout out.
Who's that?
At Clayton Reeves 6.
He got one earlier.
I know, but he's
called
begging
Dylan
again.
Reeves, his older brother, who graduated. There was a three-sport
there
athlete.
it is. You get 2. That will suffice this week and next week.
Let's see the pic he posted. How's he watching it?
What pic did he post?
Right. That one tweet.
Oh, my. Look at that. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I thought he posted something about how to watch
Rams.
It's the one above.
I can favorite things.
There it is.
Oh, that picture. Oh, looky
Nice.
there.
Well played, Clayton Reeves.
Well played. We'll give you that.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. It's 32-6, 11-21, pardon me, to play in the fourth. Can't see the clock. That's going to be a line drive. A little bit of trouble there for Mr. Green. Jesse Green, the sophomore, 5'10", 155 pounds.
Oh, well, there you go. Unbelievable. This timeout stuff is not very good.
Hopefully they are enjoying the video.
Yeah, hopefully
on
with the
WMIXsports.com.
scoreboard. I like the scoreboard at
You
the
like
bottom.
that? I thought you might.
Yeah.
Worked hard on that Tuesday. Nothing like cutting it close.
It's all right.
Story of my life. Anyhow, the kickoff ended up about the 30. Just inside the far hash. It's 1st and 10 for the Rams. 32-6 your score. Rockets on top. Reeves under center for the Rams. Split left, split right. Miller Gray, of course, in motion. Dillon's going to keep it himself as he rolls to the left. Gets a few on the play. Nice. Breaks a tackle. Dives ahead. Just shy of the 40 to about the 38-yard line, which would be a gain of 8 and make it 2nd and 2.
Got to point out that Heron trails Waterloo 14-3, but Josh Haynes of Heron broke the school record tonight with a 49-yard field goal in that game.
Nice. You know how I am about field goals.
Well, he's really begging now.
There we go. He appreciated it. That's all that matters. Doug Gardner split to the right. I'm assuming Ty is split to the left. Fitz will be in motion. There's an inside handoff, but where did it end up? Looks like Miller Gray still fighting for position. He rolled out past the far hash.
Football, too, on that big hit. We'll see if Mount Vernon kept it or Rochester fell on it.
He got to the 41. It would be a first down if they hang on.
And with that, Mount Vernon retains possession. It looks like gets the first down, their first one of the second half.
So that's going to be a gain of 3. Rams football is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. With 5 locations in Mount Vernon, Dixon, and Woodlawn, Community First Bank proud to be the official voice of Rams and Lady Rams athletics. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Remember, FDIC, our next broadcast will actually be Thursday night, Lady Rams volleyball against West Frankfort. Watch it online at WMIXsports.com or listen to it right here on WMIX on the AM. Miller Gray was in motion. He got the handoff, swept up the left side for a loss, and it'll be 2nd and about 12 at about the 39.5-yard line.
Fairfield continues that first week winning streak, winning in the night over the Bearcats, 31-6.
Nice. He didn't jinx him.
No.
That means he'll come back on next year.
Right. Next year we might have him.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
For our preview, he won't mind it. Not like it's brought him any bad luck.
Right.
Of course, that could be a jinx to the Rams that we talked about on the way up in week 1. 32-6, Rockets on top. 2nd and 12 from the Rams from their own 39-yard line. Will drop below the 9-minute mark on this possession here in the fourth quarter. Rams need some points. Reeves, the quarterback, under center. Actually, out of the shotgun, takes the direct snap. A Wildcat this time, going up the left side, trying to get back to the original line. Not going to happen. He gets a gain of about 1. They might give him 2, but either way, it's going to be 3rd down and roughly 10.
Thanks to @Blake Jones for listening. @Blake Jones 1, in fact.
That's a guy that could be a force, as we talked about Rams baseball earlier. A lot of potential there.
A lot to live up to after last year's group getting 4th place.
No kidding. Of course, they're going to have a big golf outing fundraiser coming up. A proud baseball program. They don't like to ask for money, but, man, they could definitely use some things out there at the baseball field. And they're on their way, doing a great job. In motion, it's going to be Fitz Reeves under center. Handoff is going to go to Miller Gray. Between the hashes, looks like he gets to the first down marker past midfield.
Great run.
And between the hashes, falls to about the 49-yard line. A gain of about 9.
Inside, yeah, that's true. Inside the tackles there that time, the hard running, not the running that you get a lot of fancy makeup for. That's the hard running where you go inside the tackles and get a first down 10 yards.
Follow us on Twitter at WMIX Sports. We're on Facebook as well, facebook.com/WMIX Sports. We'll have a scoreboard tonight at WMIXsports.com. Might be a little late because it's going to be late before we get back.
Yep.
13 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. 32-6 is your score. Or about at the 8:13 mark of this 4th quarter. And now we're going to have a stoppage and play timeout in Mount Vernon. This timeout's presented by the Medicine Shop. 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Proud to sponsor the Rams once again. Dr. Eric Black and the staff of the Medicine Shop support the local community and wish the Rams the very best this season. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
This is your local State Farm agent, Tony Will. I want to thank Mount Vernon and the surrounding area for continuing to support us over the past 5 years. If you have never sat down with someone to go over your insurance program, let me invite you into our office. Let us show you what working with the industry leader, represented by a local agent, can do for you. I'm located just off 42nd Street. You can reach our office 24 hours a day at 242-1421 or on the web at tonywilt.com. Thanks again, and go Rams.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Now is a great time to move your account to Community First Bank. With our new one account offering the highest interest rate in the market, free checking, and CD specials delivered by people you know and trust, why would you not bank with the market leader in Jefferson County? We offer 5 locations with 7 ATMs and have been serving the Jefferson County market since 1906. Stop in and see why our bank is the fastest growing bank in Jefferson County. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
Find us on Facebook. This is Rams Football from WMIX Sports.
And we welcome you back, WMIX and WMIXsports.com. 8:09 to play in the 4th quarter. 32-6 is your score. Rams with the football on a 1st and 10 from the 48. Bust up the left side. Braden Fitzgerald's the run of about 5. It'll be 2nd and about 5 yards now for the Rams here in the 4th, trailing 32-6.
Fitzgerald's got a motor that never stops. Been like that for a long time, watching in the junior high ranks, now at the prep level. He just has a motor that does not quit.
Rams will get away from the Central State 8 or 10 next year and start off with a couple of games in the Apollo Conference with the Taylorville Tornadoes week 1 and the Charleston Trojans week 2.
I'm out of Twitter jail, by the way.
Good. Under center is Reeves in motion. Graham Hickett sweep up the right side, I should say, outside the near hash, gets to about the 40, dives to about the 38.
You know, and these are things you're going to see the rest of the way. You won't see teams like Rochester. You're going to see some things here positive. You're going to see some Rams victories, that's for sure. Because you can see some things not only up front, running back-wise, but up front on the offensive line as well.
Of course, we told you about Josh Haynes kicking a 49-yard field goal in the Heron-Waterloo game for the Tigers. Something you may not hear elsewhere. You also won't hear the Rams report. Catch it every halftime, every Friday night here from WMIX Sport as we talk about all the other sports. That's going to be a quarterback keeper.
Yep, first down.
Right up the gut for a first down. It's a gain of about 2, and that's all they needed.
You know, that Reeves kid's pretty tough. I'm baiting, by the way.
Yes, you are.
I know.
On the Twitterverse, where you can give us a follow as well at WMIX Sports. So at about the 6-minute mark now in the 4th quarter, still 32-6 Rockets.
Frankfurt and AJ played a 1-hour first quarter. They are just now getting into the 3rd quarter.
They're still at the half at the Shrine Bowl. Of course, they started at the same time, 7:30. Yep. Quite a few 7:30 times tonight. Some of those were originally scheduled. Now the shotgun for Dylan Reeves, and the Rams will have to call a timeout. This timeout is presented by the Medicine Shop in Mount Vernon, 2339 Broadway. Eric Black and his staff, Dr. Eric Black, I should say, proud to sponsor the Rams yet again this season. They always support the community and wish the Rams the very best. Fourth quarter from Rochester, 6:18 to play in the fourth quarter. A 32-6 ball game with the Rams having 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line in Rocket territory when we get back to the action. A lot of action going on around these parts and all over the state here. It's football opener night.
Oh, what's Braden Fitzgerald got? About 160 yards of return or more yardage tonight, plus around 30.
Yep.
20, 30 yards rushing, give or take. He's had a busy night.
Yes, he has. As we'll get back to the action, get you a scoreboard update here in a little bit. Those are always brought to you by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Of course, we told you about our streaming powered by Red Lake College. Coming to you live from the WMIX Sports Mobile Studios, driven by Ford Square. Out of the shotgun, a lead pass up the left, intended for DeMontez Miller-Gray. Out in the flat, and it's going to fall incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Rams. Clock will stop at 6:15 here in the fourth.
Fairfield over Christopher, 31-6, easy yard to be exact, and Carmi gets a double nickel and beats Alvarado Trico 55-0.
So Reeves is back under center. They'll split. Gardner left, split. Tyus to the right. Double wingback set. It's going to be a handoff inside. Graham Hinken will bulldoze his way up the near hash. Past the 35 to about the 30. Should be a gain of about 7 and bring up 3rd and 3. Good run by Graham Hinken again.
Those driving around listening to us, all kids of all ages, thanks for listening to us in Jefferson County. They're giving us a shout listen to tonight as they move around the area.
Nice.
Heron loses to Waterloo 14-3.
Kind of surprised.
That's a surprise. But Waterloo was pretty good last year.
That's
we
true.
saw them play.
The Valley is becoming much more than just a baseball conference. As this is going to be inside handoff again. Go with what works, Graham Hinken, as he tries to dive for more, get those few extra yards. Maybe a gain of about 2. If so, it'll be 4th and short. I don't think he got it. It's on the near hash. Getting dangerously close to the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. 32-6, Rockets lead the Rams. On what's hard to believe, a late August opener due to the way the calendar rolled over for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's always the same, but the start of football season is not.
Got to wait a little longer for the Macy's Day Parade this year. Measurement chains coming out. Go through an update. What I have, Chester running clock leads Hamco 53-12 late. El Dorado leads SVWW 34-0. That's late as well. Altoff over Collinsville 17-6 into 3. Carbondale rolling under Nick Hill 36-0. The Battle of Marion County is tied at 6. Last time I knew at the half. Granite City over Marion late 18-13 in the fourth. Mount Carmel over Harrisburg 27-6 late.
So it's going to be 4th and 4. Very, very, very short for the Rams here with the ball on the Rocket 27, 32-6. Rochester on top with about 5:25 to go in the quarter. Offset power I for the Rams. It'll be Dylan Reeves with their center double tight set. Looks back at his back to this tailback, Braden Fitzgerald. Going to do the quarterback keeper. Can they advance the football for a first down?
Yes.
They're trying to aid their quarterback.
Yep. By the way,
and he got it.
Side judge is coming across the field. Should be a first down as Reeves gets that long, lanky, strong body of his through. Hey, there you go. Mount Vernon Rams soccer beats Civic today. 4-2 in penalty kick.
Wow, I love that. That separates the men from the boys right there.
Why do you change the rules after you played all that time? That's what I don't understand. That'd be like in baseball, if you're tied after 9, you have a home run derby.
Why does hockey do the shootout?
Because I need people to watch.
What's wrong with the PKs?
It's
similar. It's similar.
It is. But before they get to the shootout, hockey plays 5 minutes too.
There might have been extra time. As Reeves looking to roll the pass, connects with Gardner, and he's able to hang on. That's going to be about a 5, maybe 4-yard completion.
Nice little slant.
Slant pass has been kind to Rams football over the years. Who can forget the Dontrell Black 42-yard slant touchdown against Cahokia in 07 that allowed the Rams to move on to the second round against Charleston, which, bringing me full circle, is who the Rams will play week 2 next year, as just announced today.
Yeah, El Dorado is going to get a win over the Red Devils, 40-0 it looks like. They lead with 2:45 to go, running clock in Franklin County. Mater Dei up 34-15 on Effingham, as the Knights have another tough schedule this year.
2nd and 7, spotted on the far hash. Reeves looking to roll to pass again. Fade toward the end zone, underthrown for Gardner, and it'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 7 with 3:59 left to go in the 4th.
Secondaries for both teams been pretty solid tonight as well. Hasn't been very easy for the quarterbacks to throw passes. Granite City now leads Marion 25-13 with 5:41 to go in the game.
Of course, all these scores brought to you by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. Rams Athletics powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Bank with Ray and Bria at Community First Bank's 42nd Street location in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Split right is Tyus, split left Gardner, in motion Miller Gray. It's going to be a handoff, and a good handoff, it looks like. Thought that was Graham Hinkin on the carry. Went up the left side off tackle along the far hash. Got just shy of the 20-yard line.
You feel like heading into the Mount Vernon game next week at Mascoutah that the Rams are going to be in a lot of these games the rest of the way. I think you see a team that's improved in the offseason from last year with conditioning and weight training. This team is much, much better. We can see improvement even here tonight.
Yes, we can. Juniors and sophomores primarily. Some seniors on the line. Double wingback set in motion Hinkin. It's going to be a reverse up the left side, and they're going to flush out Fitz for a loss near the 30-yard line. So that'll be a loss of about 9 to bring up.
Yeah, that play never went anywhere. The timing was off on it. Rochester was able to outnumber Mount Vernon. No way they could get that play off and running, and Mount Vernon will turn it over again on down.
3:13 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Stay tuned for your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show coming up after a break. We'll come back, recap this one, get you set with one final scoreboard update, and tell you our player of the game as the Rams trail Rochester on the road 32-6 here in the 4th quarter. Turnover on downs gives Rochester the football in their own territory on the 28, where it'll be 1st and 10. Can't make out the tailback out of the shotgun for Kelly, the quarterback. It's going to be a handoff. Was it Berberay still?
Yeah. Yep. In the Black Diamond tonight, the average score, nope, that's 32. The average score, point average tonight is 30 points per game in the 4 games played tonight with the Johnson City-Vienna game tomorrow. How hot will that game be?
Yikes. I don't want to be a part of it.
Carbondale wins the opener 43-0. Already in connection with Coach Nick Hill to see if he can be on.
Out of the shotgun, it's going to be an end around. We didn't get to talk to him last week, unfortunately. Big carry for 1st down yardage up the near sideline, past the 40, pushed down at about the 44-yard line. As that was Talon Tapscott, the 5'8", 145-pound junior. Hoping for the correct pronunciation on that first name, but it's Tapscott, the last name. Out of the shotgun. One in the slot each side, split left and right for the Rockets. They lead 32-6 as we near the 2-minute mark of this 4th quarter. Opening night of high school football in Illinois. Missouri also opened up tonight in many places. And SEMO, as this is going to be a carry-off tackle. Ooh, good bust out to the near sideline. Good run there by Bucher as he gets past midfield down at about the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8.
I hear they play 2nd and 2 football in Missouri down there.
They do.
Carlisle beats Nashville 26-22 tonight.
Quite a few SEMO teams are on Withers broadcasting stations in southeast Missouri. Sticking with the shotgun here. Single back set. Looks like it's Bucher, the lone back. They'll load 3 on the right side. Bucher will go to the right side. One split to the left. Handoff's going to come back across midfield, working to about the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 4, and it'll be 1st down yardage as we get within 1 minute of the finality of this game. 32-6 Rochester as they continue to run the football to kill some clock.
Nothing fancy running the football, just power up the middle.
1:40 to play in the fourth quarter, and we're going to have a flag on the play. Play clock was only at about 16, I thought, or maybe 17. It's going to be on the Rams, and it's going to go offside, so it'll be 1st and 5 now for Rochester. Minute 39 to go.
Redbud beats Pinckneyville 22-12.
Nice. Benton trying to make a game with Carterville. Not much time left there, though. Carterville State ranked in 4A. Quick handoff to Bucher in between the hashes. Just inside the near hash to about the 39-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 to bring up 2nd and 4.
19 left to go. Rochester running the football pretty well just up the middle off tackle. And off tackle, I should say. Can't run up the middle on tackle.
And we drop below the minute mark here in the fourth quarter. 17 seconds on the play clock. It's 2nd and 4. Ball spotted inside the near hash. 2nd and 4 for the Rockets. Out of the shotgun here. New personnel. Believe that to be a handoff to Bucher in between the hashes. A flag on the play as he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Probably going to be a hold on Rochester, I would think. Saw a lot of fabric in one hand of one Rochester lineman. He thought prom broke out in August.
About the 37-second mark of the fourth. 32-6. The Rockets will be 1-0.
Yeah, well, that's not what I saw. It is a 5-yard face mask on Mount Vernon. I didn't see that. I saw a lot of fabric in the hand of a young man from Rochester, but I didn't see what everybody else saw.
So
I think you would kneel a couple times here, would you not?
Do what?
Would you not kneel?
Yeah, freshman quarterback into the game.
Yeah.
Josh Grant, probably relation, not sure.
So, hey, game over.
31-second mark of the fourth. It's 32-6 Rochester. 17 seconds on the play clock. 1st and 10 from the Ram 34-yard line. Josh Grant, the freshman quarterback. 5'10", 165 pounds. Assume that he would be the future. Handoff's going to come up the left side on a sweep. Able to break the tackle. Gets to the 30, now down to the 25 for Bucher. And that should do it here as we hit the 4-second mark, and the Rochester Rockets are going to win this one. Your final score, Rochester 32, Mount Vernon 6. We'll tell you all about it in the Scripture Lake postgame show coming up. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
While the stage is ours, look at your Dextrad weather. It's going to be a warm, humid night with a spotty shower with thunderstorm, low about 70. Quite hot, humid tomorrow with some sunshine. Shower, thunderstorm in the area into the evening, a high about 96. Late tomorrow night, partly cloudy, 50, low 68. Sunday, hot, humid with clouds and sunshine, and afternoon thunderstorm in parts of the area, high about 92. And then Labor Day, cooler and less humid, mostly sunny, high 84. Dextrad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
The 2013 Chrysler 200 Touring and limited models at King City Chrysler in Mount Vernon are luxury mid-size sedans with standard alloy wheels, power seats, tilt steering wheel, power windows and locks, CD player, and a great fuel economy of 32 mpg highway that will have you making fewer trips to the gas station. Don't forget Chrysler 200 Touring and limited models have up to $3,500 in rebates or 0% financing for up to 72 months. You'll be saving all around. Come see us at the special 10 event for a very limited time beginning Saturday, August 10th, and we'll help you find the right car for the family at King City Chrysler Center, 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or browse the selection online at kingcitychrysler.com and find us on Facebook.
In this fast-paced world, wouldn't it be nice to simplify things? At People's National Bank, we have. At People's National Bank, you can have a free checking account with a Visa check card, online banking with bill pay, direct deposit, mobile banking, and receive your statements online. Call me, Melody Shrew, at People's National Bank in Mount Vernon today and get the products and services you deserve. People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois since 1909, McGriff, CIT. Non-usage fees may apply.
It's back. RLC Golf Outlet Super Demo Day on Saturday, August 31st. Major manufacturers will answer any questions about your favorite equipment, plus free balls and fittings. You can test the best golf equipment in the industry and enjoy free hot dogs and soft drinks. Plus, RLC has outrageous sales all day on the most popular names in clubs, balls, bags, and swag at Super Demo Day, Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Red Lake College Golf Outlet off of Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon. Cherry Creek Driving Range is now open every day.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crown View in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
This is Mount Vernon Rams Football from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet Postgame Show starts now.
And we welcome you back to Rochester for your Schmidt Chevrolet Postgame Show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. It's a final. The Rochester Rockets 32, the Mount Vernon Rams 6. The Rams are 0-1 to start the year. Rochester, of course, 1-0. They'll have a date with Sacred Heart Griffin. The Leonard Bowl will be next week here in Rochester. Of course, the Rams will travel to Mascoutah. 6:30 will be your pregame on WMIX. 7 o'clock kickoff with video at WMIXsports.com. Before we get to all of that, we have Lady Rams Volleyball next. Actually, make that this coming Thursday as they will welcome the West Frankfort Lady Redbirds to Shagnon Gymnasium. It'll be hot. We'll have that broadcast for you here on AM 940 and online with video at WMIXsports.com. Full scoreboard to come, full stats to come as well. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Before we get to all of that, we'll take a quick break, come back, and get you set. 32-6 your final. The Rockets defeat the Rams. This is Mount Vernon Football from WMIX Sports.
Friday night lights are back. The best in high school football content is right here at WMIX Sports. Don't miss area coaches and our panel of experts as the Saturday Sports Show revisits the region's most important games. We'll also recap the WMIXsports.com scoreboard, plus talk up other local sports. Look for the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 a.m. news on WMIX 940 and WMIXsports.com, powered by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
This is Chase Landers with Landers Collision Center. It's been said that in order to grow, you have to change. Very rarely anymore do insurance companies ask the phrase, go out and get free estimates. The new phrase insurance companies are asking is, would you like to take your vehicle to one of our direct repair facilities? This is a way for your insurance company and collision repair center to help relieve the stress you may have from your unfortunate incident. And, as Landers Collision Centers has adapted to this forever-changing industry, we are extremely happy to announce that we are a direct repair facility for over 10 different insurance companies. It's likely that one of them is yours. From dealing with your insurance company, setting you up with a rental vehicle, lifetime warranty on repairs, and of course, Landers free lifetime detailing for qualified customers, Landers Collision Centers literally takes the stress from your incident and turns it back into a shiny new ride for you to enjoy again. Landers is here for you whenever you need it. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. By now you have heard about our new One Checking product. The new One Account is a high-interest earning, free checking account designed for everyone. Unlike other banks that pay interest on higher balance, this account pays interest on all balance. From high schoolers to Warren Buffett, One will work for you. You can talk to one of us at 244-3000 to learn about the details. One, exclusively at Community First Bank. You will be one happy customer. Member FDIC.
Watch the Rams online at WMIXsports.com, powered by Red Lake College.
And we welcome you back on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. For your Schmidt Chevrolet postgame show, Schmidt Chevrolet, find all of their inventory online at SchmidtChevrolet.com. And, of course, Jeff Crow with us as well, bringing you the video. Quentin Lloyd back at our Mount Vernon studio. Avery Barton there tag teaming as well. And of course, not much to do here. We do owe a scoreboard update and some stats.
Stats first. Unofficial at best. Rochester with 18 first downs and Mount Vernon's 12. Turnovers, Mount Vernon had 7, Rochester 4. Penalties, Mount Vernon 7 for 47 and Rochester 5 for 30. Your rushing yards, Mount Vernon had 166. Rochester over 200 yards. Passing, Mount Vernon 54. Rochester well over 175 yards. Total 220 for Mount Vernon, 375 for Rochester. Your final score, Rochester 32, Mount Vernon 6.
There you go. That's a look at your stats. Of course, calculated by DC. 32-6 your final, as you just heard. The Rams fall to 0-1. Rochester's 1-0 again. We need to get some scores.
Scores.
Whatever
Abundance.
you're ready for.
Last we heard, we know that Hamilton County was trailing Chester 53-12. We do not have a final as of yet. Fairfield beats CZR 31-6. El Dorado shut out Cesarville, Waltonville, Woodlawn 40-0, and Carmi, and a change score, an addendum score, beat El Dorado Trico 61-0. In games involving teams that Mount Vernon are likely to see, Althoff led Collinsville 17-6 at the end of 3. O'Fallon beat Cahokia tonight on the road 40-12. It was Carbondale winning the Jackson County rivalry 43-0 over Murfreesboro. Salem Centralia was tied at 6 at the half. That's the last thing I got from them. It was Marion trailing Granite City late 25-13 in the fourth. Mascoutah was leading Breeze Central at the half 10-0. Mattoon was leading Triad at the half 22-21 at the end of 3. Mount Carmel leads Harrisburg 34-6. Final score, Carterville beat Benton tonight 22-13. Massac County was leading at the half 13-2 over Freeburg. That game is almost probably over with. At the half, it was AJ over West Frankfort 42-12. At a final, it was Waterloo over Heron 14-3. Highland shut out DuQuoin 44-0. It was Carlisle over Nashville 26-22. It was Redbud over Pinckneyville 22-12. Sparta was leading DuPont at the half 32-14, and that's all the scores we have at this time.
There you go. That's all we got for the moment. We'll have more later at WMIXsports.com, or you can tune to the Saturday Sports Show tomorrow on AM 940, right here at WMIXsports.com as well. Of course, Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance, bringing you our scoreboard updates all season long. Find Tony in his office, give him a call, or look for him on the web at TonyWilt.com, or do what we do. Try to find that white State Farm Jeep around town. It's like a game of Where's Waldo, except where's Anthony Wilt?
Yep.
Well, find that white State Farm Jeep. Saw it yesterday on Broadway, like I said earlier. But we need to take a break. We'll come back, have for you, or make that a Rams player of the game here from WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams Football, powered by Community First Bank.
Convenience and prompt service is what the Medicine Shop Pharmacy is all about. Pharmacy owner Eric Black wants you to know that his pharmacy's drive-thru staff will have your prescription ready in 10 or 15 minutes. There are 2 drive-thru windows, and a staff member is always ready to serve you with a smile. Another great service is our delivery. We'll bring your medication to your home or office, just to make your life a little easier. Here's pharmacist and pharmacy owner Eric Black.
What differentiates us is the level of service, the level of convenience. We have 2 drive-thru windows, delivery here in town, to business, we're home. And those kinds of things you just cannot get. And when you couple that with the connection, the personal connection that we feel with our customers and they feel with us, it really is you really have no contest with the chain.
Make the Medicine Shop Pharmacy your pharmacy of choice. They're locally owned and support the community, too. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, 2339 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Or call 618-242-8776.
Bad credit, no problem. Auto Mart of Salem is here to help. Auto Mart of Salem is your local shop here, pay here headquarters. Quality cars, vans, SUVs, and trucks in stock now. All credit applications are accepted. Shop here and pay here at Auto Mart of Salem, 1819 West Main, Salem, Illinois. Shop online at automartofsalem.com or call us at 618-548-8611.
It's back. RLC Golf Outlet Super Demo Day on Saturday, August 31st. Major manufacturers will answer any questions about your favorite equipment, plus free balls and fittings. You can test the best golf equipment in the industry and enjoy free hot dogs and soft drinks. Plus, RLC has outrageous sales all day on the most popular names in clubs, balls, bags, and swag at Super Demo Day, Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Renwick College Golf Outlet off of Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon. Cherry Creek Driving Range is now open every day. This is Mount Vernon Rams Football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
And we welcome you back to the Schmidt AAA Postgame Show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or find all of their inventory online at SchmidtChevrolet.com. Rams football, of course, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland and their new one checking all season long. Next week, We're in Mascoutah. We go from Sangamon to St. Clair as far as counties are concerned in the state of Illinois. No, it's not Clinton County. I know what you might be thinking, but it's St. Clair County. Tongue-in-cheek inside joke. But there we go. Here we are. Player of the game to pick. Mascoutah next week, of course, 6:30 will be your pregame on WMIXsports.com. We've hoped that you've enjoyed our new features on the broadcast, not only the scoreboard on the video, the Rams report, the MVTHS minute, listening to Coach Shaner's interview in the pregame. Usually we try to make one improvement a year, but this year I feel that we've made 4 with one possibly still to come in the next 6 weeks or so. So hopefully by the end of football, we'll have another improvement, this time of the on-air variety to announce. So, all of that said, we need to find a player of the game for Rams football, and I think that Graham Hinken had a great game running. I think that the lines on both ends played pretty well, but I think, and I know I keep saying I think you have to look to special teams and what Braden Fitzgerald was able to do tonight.
There's no doubt, because he was the guy that kind of gave the Rams a little life there. And I think you got to look at him for a lot of things. I mean, he did a lot of good things for the Rams, not only special teams-wise tonight, defensively as well. And he had an all-around game. And defensively played a little bit as well, maybe not putting in things like as he did on special teams or offense. But, boy, did he play a big part in this game tonight.
Well, he did. And you give a lot of credit also to quarterback Dylan Reeves, who did not, in my opinion, make – as far as throwing the ball, make any bad decisions whatsoever. And that takes a lot of credit as well. So, Saturday Sports Show tomorrow. We'll talk with Jared Shaner about tonight's game. 32-6, of course, your final. Braden Fitzgerald is your player of the game. We'll talk about all of that tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show. Johnny Hollis will join us. We'll talk about the Red Devils game tonight here in Week 1. We'll talk with our WMIX sports correspondents, John Shadowins, of course, and now joining him this year is Todd Rushing.
John Shadowins was at the Benton-Carterville game tonight. Todd Rushing went to the Carbondale-Murfreesboro game tonight. We'll decide on the way back. We got lots of time who a couple guests are, and then that big one at the end there, the second hour.
Ken Williams, Mount Vernon's favorite son, will join us tomorrow. We'll talk about his fundraiser, of course, for Relay for Life. His wonderful mother, Barb, beat cancer, I believe, 20 years ago now, so kind of a celebration for that. It's going to be a fundraiser involving basketball. You may have read about it thus far. You'll get to hear about it tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 o'clock news tomorrow morning, AM 940 and WMIXsports.com. Our next Rams broadcast, we told you next Friday night at Mascoutah, 6:30 your pregame, 7 o'clock your kickoff. Our next Lady Rams broadcast this Thursday night. It's volleyball versus West Frankfort, live from Chagnon Gym, right here on AM 940, video at WMIXsports.com. We sure hope you'll take the time to join us. They are 1-0 after a straight set sweep last night against Weber Township in Blueford. So we hope you'll tune in as well. Hope you enjoyed the Ranch Report. Hope you enjoyed some of the new features, especially the MVTHS Minute. Time to go before we get too tongue-tied. For Danny Czerwinski, for Jeff Crow, for Avery Barton, for Quentin Lloyd, and, of course, for Tyler Barker, who did a great job tonight with our special reports. I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you of the final score here tonight from Rochester. The Rockets 32, the Rams 6. So long from Sangamon County.
You've been listening to Mount Vernon Rams Football on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. Rams Football is sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. Rams Football has also been sponsored by the Medicine Shop of Mount Vernon, Ford Square, and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Red Lake College. Save thousands on your college education. Log on to rlc.edu. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilk. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Van Terra Bank. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a Hospital. Raising the Bar. Winning Edge. Schmidt Ford of Salem. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. All Stars and Stitches. Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. Stay in the game on Twitter. Follow us at WMIX Sports or log on to WMIXsports.com. Now back to America's best music on AM 940, WMIX.